Chapter 1057. The interior of the Tier 5 hive was a small world of its own, and it was filled with countless palaces. Led by the beautiful girl from the Bona divine race, Yang Feng came to a courtyard full of rare extraordinary plants. In the courtyard, there are 3 people sitting on a small dais. One of them was a tall and handsome man with a head of silver hair. He was as handsome as a god, and he was a peerlessly beautiful man. The other person had a head of long black hair, a fiery and sexy figure, and a noble and holy aura. She was a peerless beauty that could cause the downfall of nations, and could charm all men in the world. The other person had golden hair, blue eyes, and a snow-white gem on his forehead. He was peerlessly handsome and had a trace of arrogance. He was a peerlessly beautiful young man with golden hair, blue eyes, and a snow-white gem on his forehead. The handsome man with silver hair, who looks like a god, smiled gently at Yang Feng and said, "You are Grand Prince Lan Yao of the Blasteel race. To be able to pass the gold staircase test so quickly, that's really amazing. These 2 are my friends, the goddesses of the winged race and the divine sons of the frost race." Yang Feng glanced at the 3 people on the small dais, and his heart shook. These are the top powerhouses of the 3 races' younger generation, so strong. They are all Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses, as expected of freaks cultivated by the 3 races. The 3 geniuses, Bona, the winged goddess, and the divine son of the frost race, each of them exudes a trace of immortal might. Unlike quasi-holy step powerhouses, it is a flawless immortal might. Only a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse like Yang Feng can keenly discover the difference between the 3. Of course, this is also related to the fact that the 3 geniuses didn't conceal their holy might. Yang Feng bowed courteously to the 3 geniuses of the Gamana universe and uttered, "Blasteel race's Gaudy greets you, sirs." The winged goddess nodded to Yang Feng. The divine son of the frost race, however, didn't even look at Yang Feng. He quietly savored the fine wine in front of him. The 3 geniuses are peerless freaks cultivated by the 3 races using countless resources. At a young age, they have already advanced to the Holy Spirit Warlock rank, far surpassing their peers. In the Gamana universe where powerhouses are as common as clouds, Holy Spirit Warlocks are bigwigs. In the Blasteel race, the status of a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse is far above that of a mere Infinity Warlock rank Grand Prince like Yang Feng. The status of the Frost God's son is much higher than that of ordinary Holy Spirit Warlocks. He may not even care about Warlock Monarch rank powerhouses. He naturally looked down on an Infinity Warlock like Yang Feng even more. Godchild Bonner smiled warmly and said in an approachable manner, "Gaudy, there's no need to be restrained. Enjoy the delicious food." "My lord." Yang Feng smiled, then sat down on a seat closest to the dais, picked up a flower-like fruit, and swallowed it. A powerful stream of heat gushed out of the flower-like fruit and entered Yang Feng's body, causing the cultivation base of Gaudy's avatar to rise by a trace. Yang Feng praised in his heart, as expected of the divine son Bona. This treasure that can be fought over by Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses can be enjoyed at will. No wonder so many people are scrambling to attend his gatherings. Every gathering is a great opportunity for those Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses. The extraordinary fruits on Yang Feng's seat are treasures that can enhance the strength of Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses, which Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses will fight over. Since these extraordinary fruits can be enjoyed at will, they can naturally attract countless Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses. Infinity Warlock elites from different races came to the garden after Yang Feng and took their seats. All eyes focused on Yang Feng's avatar Gaudy. In the garden, only Yang Feng's embodiment of Gaudy devoured the delicious extraordinary fruits without the slightest hesitation, one plate after another, drawing everyone's attention. The top elites from different races know that the extraordinary fruits are good treasures. But under the watchful eyes of the 3 Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses, none of them dared to be so presumptuous. Rumor has it that the Blasteel race's Grand Prince Lan Yao is a lowly adventurer. Today, it seems that the rumor is indeed true. Sure enough, the Blasteel race's Grand Prince Lan Yao is a lowly adventurer who doesn't understand etiquette. Get out of here. This is not a place for a lowly adventurer like you. After a handsome Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse with a red rhombus crystal on the head stepped into the garden, he walked directly in front of Yang Feng and berated him full of pride. Gazes of ridicule focused on Yang Feng. The powerhouses who can enter the garden are geniuses among geniuses of the Gamana universe. Most of them are from aristocratic or royal families and have noble statuses. Naturally, they don't have a good impression of a lowly adventurer like Gaddy. Some nobles would hide their disdain well in their hearts. But at the same time, there are many aristocrats who show their hostility. Yang Feng showed an unruly smile and ridiculed like an adventurer. This is the garden of the divine sun Bort, not your home. Trash, go back to your home and find your mother to drink milk. The eyes of the Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse shimmered with killing intent, and he uttered coldly, Gotti, you dare to insult me. I want to duel with you. The winner can get all the property of the loser. Yang Feng said with a cold smile, it turns out that you took a fancy to my blue brilliant star. No wonder you came to provoke me. The complexion of the Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse flickered. Clearly, his thoughts were exposed. The blue brilliant star is a holy grade body. Even if it isn't used by a Blasteel race powerhouse, it can still display terrifying battle prowess. Moreover, once you get your hands on it, existences below the Holy Spirit Warlock rank can practice cultivation with the help of this body, and your cultivation speed will advance by leaps and bounds. It is for this reason that as soon as Yang Feng revealed this body, someone came to provoke him in an attempt to defeat him and take everything away. Yang Feng said with a cold smile, it's not impossible for a trash like you to fight me. Do you have a treasure of the same grade as the blue brilliant star? If not, then screw off. I don't have time to waste on trash like you. The basic rule of a duel is that both sides have treasures of the same value. The face of the Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse flickered, and he gritted his teeth and uttered, if I lose to you, then I'll kill myself in front of you. Yang Feng smiled contemptuously and said with ridicule, your life is worthless in my eyes. Alright trash, screw off. This is the garden of Sir Bonner, not your home. The eyes of the Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse flickered a few times, and he hesitated for a while. Then, light flashed in his hand, and a broken bead exuding immortal fluctuations of power appeared. The Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse said coldly, this is a remnant treasure of the Shido civilization of the Bannerdoor universe. Legend has it that it hides the whereabouts of the Shido civilization's heritage. It was also a broken Saint-tier treasure. Its value should not be lower than your blue brilliant star. Goody, do you dare to duel with me? Yang Feng's eyes lit up, and he revealed a look of excitement. The Shido civilization? There have been many universe-devouring wars in the Gamana universe. The Bannerdoor universe is a universe that was annexed by the Gamana universe. It was during that war that the Wing Eternal rose to power and became an eternal sovereign. The Shido civilization was the most powerful civilization in the Bannerdoor universe at the time, and it eventually gave birth to an eternal sovereign. After he and the Divine Eyes Eternal were mutually wounded, the Wing Eternal took the opportunity to rise and killed the Shido civilization's Eternal in one fell swoop, defeating the Shido civilization. The Shido civilization is a half-mechanical, half-biological civilization very similar to the Shizu and Blasteel race, and it has given birth to many powerful beings. The Blasteel race obtained part of the Shido civilization's technology, and then innovated on the basis of the Shido civilization's technology and developed into a powerful race. As soon as the broken bead appeared, everyone's attention was focused on it. The beautiful eyes of the winged goddess radiated endless light, and she stared at the bead with an enigmatic shade in her eyes. Yang Feng smiled coldly, stood up and said frigidly, okay, I'll duel with you. However, this is a life and death duel. The loser will die, and everything will belong to the winner. How about it? Do you dare to duel with me? The eyes of the Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse shimmered coldly, and he uttered frigidly, okay, I'll duel with you. With a smile, the Divine Sun Bona waved his hand, mysterious runes emerged, and an arena appeared in the center of the garden. Yang Feng and the other party flew into the arena. I, the ninth son of the Red Rhombus race St. Annals Jr., will fight you. With flashes of light, a set of purple gold armor instantly covered the Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse. Countless runes flickered, and Warlock Monarch rank fluctuations of power spread from the Supreme Infinity Warlock rank Red Rhombus race powerhouse. The Red Rhombus race St. Annals. It's that pinnacle imperishable step St. Annals. No wonder he has the Shido civilization's treasures. Gotti is in trouble now. That's a pinnacle imperishable step family we're talking about. In the garden, many of the Gamana universe's Infinity Warlock elites inhaled a breath of cold air. I, the Blastial race Gotti, will fight you. With a calm expression on his face, Yang Feng took a step and merged with the blue brilliant star. Lowly adventurer, go to hell. Little Annalise suddenly erupted, countless mysterious purple demonic lightning emerged all over him, and he turned into a bolt of lightning and stabbed at Yang Feng with a lightning spear in his hand. Chapter 1058. Essence of the Purple Demonic Thunder. As expected of the strongest genius of the Annalise family's younger generation, to be able to grasp the essence of the Purple Demonic Thunder, even a StarCraft step powerhouse may not be his opponent. Gotti has just advanced to the Starfield step. He can't display the fighting strength of the blue brilliant star. He's dead for sure. In the garden, the powerhouses discussed spiritedly. Elise sat in a corner and revealed an incomparably sweet smile. Very well, go to hell. If you don't die, I won't feel at ease. Chrissy, who used to be a wretch in Elise's eyes, has now become a thorn in her side, all because of Yang Feng's embodiment of Gotti. If Yang Feng is killed, Chrissy, who has Andurim bloodline flowing in her, won't be Elise's opponent without any help. At the moment when the little Annalise appeared behind the blue brilliant star turned around, and its right fist turned into a blue star that shone brightly and slammed into the little Annalise. That terrifying and peerless power erupted in an instant, blasting little Annalise into pieces with a single blow. Even his soul was directly shattered, leaving only a storage ring that fell to the ground. Dead? The little Annalise died just like that? How is this possible? The little Annalise is a pinnacle Starfield step powerhouse. How is this possible? How is this possible? How can Gotti be so strong? No, it's not Gotti, it's the blue brilliant star. The blue brilliant star is too powerful. The elites from the major races were all dumbfounded, unable to believe their eyes. The little Annalise is a peerless genius of the Red Rhombus race who wields the essence of the purple demonic thunder and can even defeat Warlock Monarch rank powerhouses. Yet he was apparently insta-killed by Yang Feng. This is simply shocking. How is this possible? The smile on Elise's face stiffened, and her beautiful eyes shimmered with incredulity. God's son Bo Te praised, amazing. Although his cultivation base isn't good, he perfectly used the blue glorious star's power, causing the power of the blue glorious star to erupt to the extreme in an instant. What an amazing genius of the Blitzsteel race. Only a combat genius who has cultivated the Blitzsteel treasured manual to an astonishing level can achieve this. The son of God of Frost commented, that blue bright star's body is not bad. Yang Feng beckoned with his hand and sucked little Annalise's storage ring into his hand, then returned to his seat and sat down. This kid's combat talent isn't bad. His cultivation is a bit low, otherwise he would be a terrifying enemy. The eyes of the Holy Spirit Warlock rank old freaks hidden among the crowd swept Yang Feng with a glance. If Yang Feng has Supreme Infinity Warlock rank cultivation base, it will surely attract the attention of Holy Spirit Warlock rank old monsters. After all, a freakish Supreme Infinity Warlock rank genius might even be able to kill a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse in the Blood Moon battlefield. However, since Yang Feng only has Junior Infinity Warlock rank cultivation base, he isn't a threat in the eyes of these Holy Spirit Warlock rank old freaks. The eyes of the Holy Spirit Warlock rank old freaks focused on the three supreme geniuses with envy and apprehension. The three supreme geniuses are peerless figures who stand out from the countless geniuses of the three races. Each of them is an overlord who has the potential to advance to the Warlock Emperor realm. Moreover, they have already grown into Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses. Only great Holy Step powerhouses and above may defeat them. These Holy Spirit Warlock rank old freaks don't have any confidence in defeating the three supreme geniuses of the Gamana universe. In the Gamana universe, there are all kinds of geniuses and powerhouses emerging one after another. Countless lucky people obtained all kinds of treasures and rose to prominence, making a name for themselves. Even so, among the countless supreme geniuses, the three supreme geniuses are pinnacle existences. Only a dozen plus people can contend against them. The face of a red rhombus race Infinity Warlock rank powerhouse sank, and he uttered coldly, "Guddy, how dare you kill the son of our race's Saint Annalise? Hand over Annalise Jr.'s treasures, surrender, and follow us back to the red rhombus race for trial. Otherwise, only death will await you." Yang Feng smiled coldly and uttered frigidly, "Idiot. I signed a life and death contract with Annalise Jr. It was a life and death wager witnessed by the divine Sun Bort. Everything of the loser belongs to the winner. You idiot, do you want to question Sir Bort? Or are the entire red rhombus race full of idiots like you who don't even care about Sir Bort?" A white rhombus race powerhouse with a white rhombus inlaid on the head said with a cold smile, "The people of the red rhombus race are such idiots. I suggest that God's Son Bot expel all of these fools." The four sacred races, the red rhombus, green rhombus, white rhombus, and purple rhombus, are said to be descendants of an eternal sovereign. After a struggle, the four sacred races divided into four. The red rhombus race and the purple rhombus race are allies, while the white rhombus race and the green rhombus race are allies. The two alliances formed have been fighting openly and covertly for countless years. The divine Sun Bort frowned slightly and said, "Norga, Guddy, I witnessed the fair wager with Annalise Jr. I won't allow anyone to question the result." The red rhombus race powerhouse glared at Yang Feng and gritted his teeth, saying, "Yes, sir. Guddy, I like that bead of the Shido civilization very much. I'm willing to exchange this treasure with you." The winged goddess opened her lily-white hand, and a red mechanical heart full of mysterious runes and exuding holy and immortal fluctuations of power appeared in her hand. That's the Shido civilization's sacred secret heart. Once it was integrated into the body of the blue brilliant star would become a terrifying half-step perfect body. This is a peerless treasure that the Blasteel race yearns for. That's one of the less than 5 sacred secret hearts left in the world. If I can get my hands on this treasure, it won't be impossible for Guddy to advance to an imperishable step powerhouse in the future. As soon as the crowd saw the divine secret heart, a flash of excitement flashed in their eyes. The old freaks of the Blasteel race felt their breathing stagnate and their eyes filled with greed. If they can get their hands on the sacred secret heart, the old freaks of the Blasteel race can retreat into the Blasteel race and no longer have to venture into the Blood Moon battlefield to look for opportunities. Yang Feng said with an apologetic expression, "I'm sorry, Lady Winged Goddess. The Shido civilization's bead is of great use to me. Please forgive me for not being able to part with it." That saint-level heart was indeed a rare peerless treasure. However, Yang Feng has the even more powerful Kunmo stone. He doesn't have much desire for the holy grade heart, which has a similar function. A cold ray streaked past the beautiful eyes of the winged goddess, and she waved her lily-white hand and withdrew the holy grade heart. A 3-meter-tall, handsome ghost blade powerhouse with sharp blades growing from the joints all over his body stepped forward and challenged Yang Feng. "Guddy, I challenge you. Do you dare to engage in a life-and-death wager with me? The winner will get everything the loser has." Yang Feng smiled coldly, and killing intent surged. "As long as you can come up with the corresponding wager, I will fight you." The ghost blade powerhouse flicked his wrist, and a piece of magic gold radiating 7 colors appeared in his hand. This is 7 night star gold, an Empyrean-grade mineral formed on the 7th day after the universe shattered. Yang Feng's eyes lit up, and he responded decisively, "Okay, I agree." 7 Night Star Gold is a peerless treasure used to refine level 7 strongholds. Yang Feng couldn't find it in the world of warlocks. Now that he has encountered it, he naturally can't let it go. The figure of the Ghost Blade powerhouse fluttered, and he turned into a stream of light and entered the arena. Yang Feng's figure fluttered, and he entered the arena as well. Ghost Blade, Ghost Extinguisher Edge will fight you. Countless mysterious runes appeared all over the Ghost Blade powerhouse, and a black armor covered him. His hands shone with black light, and he grasped a pair of sharp blades emitting gloomy light. Ghost Extinguisher Edge. The corners of Yang Feng's mouth twitched, and he took a step back and entered the blue brilliant star. Go to hell. A cold ray flashed in Ghost Extinguisher Edge's eyes. Strengthened by the essence of speed, he split into 1,000 plus afterimages and slashed at Yang Feng from different directions. The essence of speed combined with the invincible blades of the Ghost Blade race. Goody, you're dead meat. That's right, no matter how much Goody struggles, this time, no, how could this be? Under those shocked gazes, the blue luminous star directly turned around, and his right fist transformed into a blue star. He punched Ghost Blade Clan's Heaven's Chosen One, directly smashing Ghost Blade Clan's Heaven's Chosen One, and his soul was extinguished. So strong. The Blast Steel race's Goody is so strong. The Blast Steel race's Goody is really not simple. To think that he's so strong. The blue brilliant star is like a part of him. The synchronization rate between the two is too high. How fearsome. So this is the power of a Blast Steel race genius. What a monster. The spectating powerhouses inhaled a breath of cold air. Ghost Extinguisher Edge, who is proficient in the essence of speed, is a first-class powerhouse in the younger generation. For such a powerhouse to be insta-killed by Yang Feng, the Gamana universe's elites are filled with shock. They no longer dare to underestimate Yang Feng's avatar Goody. Chapter 1059. Yang Feng grabbed Ghost Extinguisher Feng's storage ring, flew out of the arena, and returned to his seat. For a while, the gazes of the Gamana universe's elites focused on Yang Feng, and no one came forward to challenge him. With two geniuses dying at Yang Feng's hands in succession, everyone understood that if they failed to challenge Yang Feng, only death would await them. People like Gotti, who are born as adventurers, will generally feel restrained when fighting against people of noble status, for fear of inflicting serious damage to the other party. If they can't display 40% of their strength, they will often be easily defeated. After Yang Feng signed a life and death contract with his opponents and killed those aristocratic geniuses, even the Red Rhombus race and the Ghost Blade race won't have an excuse to attack him. After understanding Yang Feng's situation and determination, the elites of the major races are unwilling to fight him to the death. Their lives are much more precious than that of a lowly adventurer. A handsome luminous thunder powerhouse with mysterious runes of light and thunder on the forehead walked up to Yang Feng and spread the fingers of a hand, and a resplendent flower surrounded by 3 blue stars appeared in his hand. Goody, I'll fight you. This is the Tricolor's sacred blue flower. With this holy grade elixir, you can promote to the Star Sea realm. The Tricolor's sacred blue flower is a holy grade elixir. It is of great benefit even to imperishable rank powerhouses. This is a peerless elixir that can only be encountered by chance. Gotti can't refuse such a temptation. If he gets this elixir, he can become a true Grand Prince Blue Yao. When the elites from the Gamana universe saw the Tricolor's sacred blue flower in the hand of the Radiant Thunder powerhouse, their eyes revealed greed. Yang Feng responded neither servile nor overbearing. I'm sorry, sir. No matter how strong I am, I cannot be the opponent of an imperishable rank powerhouse. If you are willing to put on the God investiture shackles, seal your power to the Starfield step, and seal your immortal body, then I am willing to fight you to the death. That's an imperishable rank powerhouse. It turns out to be an imperishable rank powerhouse. To be able to see through that sir's true body, Gotti is really amazing. Strange gazes converged on Yang Feng from all directions. Like sharp swords, the old monster from the Radiant Thunder tribe's face sank. The face of the old monster sank, twisted, and turned into a dignified middle-aged man with a domineering aura. Suddenly, immortal might erupted and crushed towards Yang Feng like an avalanche. Very good, Gudi, very good. Yang Feng pointed with a finger, and blue light shone, and the blue brilliant star suddenly appeared, exuded wisps of immortal might, and confronted the old freak. God Sunbonner said, "Stop it, Daniel Light. You're an imperishable rank expert, so why bother being calculative with a junior? Why don't you come up and have a taste with us?" "Divine Sunbonner, I have important matters to attend to, so I'll take my leave first." Daniel took a deep look at the godchild Bonner. Then, with a slight sway of his body, he turned into a stream of light and disappeared from where he stood. Daniel Light is, after all, a Holy Spirit Warlock rank bigwig. The fact that he hid his identity and challenged an Infinity Warlock rank powerhouse was exposed, which damaged his reputation greatly. Every minute he stayed here, he felt like he was sitting on pins and needles. Naturally, he didn't want to stay. To offend Sir Daniel and Sir Winged Goddess in one go, this fellow Gotti is really bold. He's dead meat. Unless he can get a secret treasure in the Blood Moon battlefield and stand out. Otherwise, if he offends these two sirs, he won't have a place in this world. Looks of schadenfreude focused on Yang Feng's embodiment of Gotti. At the banquet, some geniuses from the top races exchanged pointers. Although the pointers of these geniuses were wonderful, but most of them were performances, which didn't arouse people's interest. God Sunbonner said with a gentle smile, "Everyone, this time, the Blood Moon battlefield opened. I am determined to get a treasure called God Resentment Grass in the Blood Moon battlefield. If anyone gets the God Resentment Grass, they can give it to me. I will offer you a treasure of equal value in exchange. Besides, the person who finds the God Resentment Grass will also gain my friendship." The Winged Goddess said, "I'm determined to obtain a treasure in the Blood Moon battlefield, the Crimson Crystal Wings. Whoever gives me the Crimson Crystal Wings will be able to gain my friendship. Of course, I will also give you an equivalent reward in exchange." The god Sun Frost uttered proudly, "The frozen star in the Blood Moon battlefield is a treasure I fancy. Give me the red crystal wings, and I will give you a treasure of even higher value. Whoever takes my frozen stars will be my mortal enemy." After the announcement, the three god sons left the banquet. They are all Holy Spirit Warlock rank bigwigs. Their status is extremely noble. If it wasn't for the fact that the geniuses of the major races were needed, they wouldn't have been summoned. After the three god sons left the banquet, the atmosphere of the banquet became more enthusiastic. The elites from the major races looked for allies and made friends in the banquet. Although Yang Feng's embodiment of Gotti showed fearsome battle prowess, but he offended several Holy Spirit Warlock rank bigwigs. However, since he has offended several Holy Spirit Warlock rank bigwigs, the elites of the major races are unwilling to get too close to Yang Feng. After the banquet, Yang Feng returned to the Blasteel race's fleet. 5 days later, all the Blasteel race powerhouses who wanted to enter the Blood Moon battlefield came to the outer layer of the island. Light shone from the 3 Tier 5 hives, and mysterious chains formed from runes shot out from the 3 Tier 5 hives and landed on the warships of the major races. The warships of the major races shone brightly, and a tremendous amount of energy poured into the 3 Tier 5 hives. A divine eye that seemed to be able to pierce through a world and suppress the entire world flew out of a Tier 5 hive and looked at the Blood Moon battlefield. A resplendent beam blasted out, tore apart the Blood Moon battlefield, and opened up a terrifying path. From the Blood Moon battlefield, countless strange existences formed by the malice of other universes swarmed over like ants. The distorted existences formed from the weird universe malice can even erode and curse great holy step powerhouses. Even Warlock Emperor rank powerhouses have to consume a tremendous amount of power at all times to be able to contend against the weird universe malice. From a Tier 5 hive, a pair of terrifying wings that seemed to cover the entire sky suddenly appeared and flapped slightly. In an instant, the sky fell, the earth cracked, and the space distorted. The distorted malice of the universe was directly shattered into pieces. From a 3rd Tier 5 hive, white cold air sprayed out, and everything in its wake froze and formed a passage made of ice walls. An indifferent voice came from a Tier 5 hive. This passage will last for 3 years. After you enter, you must return the way you came within 3 years. Along with flashes of light, everyone flew towards the Blood Moon battlefield like raindrops. Yang Feng, who has merged with a black demonic dragon set, flew into the Blood Moon battlefield within a few breaths of time like a fierce demonic dragon, and fled into the distance. The 30-plus Blastial powerhouses suddenly moved, turned into resplendent rays of light, and chased after Yang Feng. In addition, there are still hundreds of Gamana Universe's elites stealthily heading in Yang Feng's direction. It has already been determined that Yang Feng has 3 holy grade treasures on him. If they kill him, it will be equivalent to harvesting a huge treasure trove. It seems that I've become their prey. Yang Feng glanced behind him. Not taking the Gamana Universe's elites seriously, he carefully observed the Blood Moon battlefield. There are 8 blood moons suspended in the sky of the Blood Moon battlefield, each of which represents the remnant universe malice of a universe that was annexed. In other words, there are only 8 universe malice of a universe that was annexed on the Blood Moon battlefield. With the passage of time, the 8 blood moons will fall one by one, representing that the annexed universe has completely integrated with the Gamana universe. In the starry sky, the 8 blood moons radiate bloody light, which is full of filth and curse power. The entire Blood Moon battlefield is full of filth and curse power. Once the Gamana Universe's Warlock Monarch and Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses are discovered, they will be cursed to death. Even the Gamana Universe's Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses can't stay in the Blood Moon battlefield for a long time. Otherwise, they will be eroded by the filth and curse power and become prisoners of the Blood Moon battlefield. This is really an uncomfortable place, full of malice and curse power. Elemental energy and life magic energy are thin and difficult to practice cultivation here. Is there really a treasure trove in this place? Yang Feng looked around and operated Fate Algorithm to perform divination. The Fate Algorithm's rune has just appeared, when a mysterious law backlash shattered the rune, and blood flowed out of Yang Feng's eyes. Yang Feng frowned slightly. Looking at the Blood Moon battlefield filled with bloody light and countless curses and filth, he mused, "No, this place is too weird. Divination and prophecy spells are not only ineffective, but will also suffer a backlash." Chapter 1060. On the land full of red sludge, a 1,000-meter-long hand covered in eyes suddenly extended from the ground. The countless eyes full of curses and malice shot towards Yang Feng. A body of malice and curses that doesn't even have a soul, be purified. With a thought from Yang Feng, the black demonic dragon seems to have turned into a black demonic dragon that can burn and purify everything, and it belched a black dragon breath barreling towards the giant hand. Fearsome black flames instantly devoured the giant hand, and all the curses and malice were purified and collapsed. The ground rumbled, and countless giant hands filled with curses and malice extended from the ground and extended towards the Gamana Universe's elites behind Yang Feng. Fearsome auras suddenly erupted. The Gamana Universe's elites had no choice but to expose themselves and cast various offensive secret methods to bombard the giant hand underground. There seemed to be no end to the giant hands filled with curses and malice, constantly extending out from the ground. Once they were destroyed, they would quickly regenerate. Unless a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse uses an Empyrean grade purification secret treasure to purify this area, it will be impossible to eliminate the curses and malice in this area. Naturally, a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse wouldn't come to this place full of curses and malice and spend endless power to purify this area. In fact, even if the Blood Moon battlefield is left alone, it will fall apart over time, and the Blood Moon will fall and eventually merge with the Gamana universe. Help me. A 100-meter-long stone snake that revealed its true form was grabbed by a dozen-plus giant hands that extended from the ground, and countless curses and malice eroded the giant stone snake and pulled it underground. The face of a red rhombus race powerhouse flickered, and he barked, "It's hopeless. Kill it. Otherwise, we'll have one more terrifying enemy." Countless giant hands gushed out of the ground and grabbed towards the Gamana Universe's elites, forcing the Gamana Universe's elites to destroy the giant hands. That huge stone snake was forcibly pulled into the ground by that incomparably strange hand, and strangely merged with the earth. Seeing this scene, the countenance of the Gamana Universe's elites who wanted to kill Yang Feng changed dramatically, and they suddenly fled in different directions. Rumble! With a loud bang, a 10,000-meter-long stone snake covered in strange eyeballs flew out of the ground. The fearsome stone snake blurred, crossed 100 kilometers, opened its maw, and devoured an infinity warlock of the Gamana universe. When Yang Feng saw this scene, he sucked in a breath of cold air. Amazing! After being corroded by the curse here, that guy's strength increased by more than 100 times. If it was in the outside world, an infinity warlock would be crushed by a holy spirit warlock with their strength increased by more than 100 times. However, in the Blood Moon battlefield, such a monster was extremely terrifying. No one wanted to encounter such a terrifying enemy. Yang Feng's figure shook slightly, and then he suddenly burst out and fled into the distance. "Gotti, you're going to die here?" A mechanical star suddenly flew out of a silver mecha, the silver fairy, turned into a silver net, and shot towards Yang Feng's black demonic dragon. Yang Feng's eyes narrowed. Dragon-catching net. The dragon-catching net is a secret treasure developed by the blast eel race to capture powerful fierce beasts. Once locked on by the dragon-catching net, even a warlock monarch rank powerhouse will find it hard to break free. If Yang Feng couldn't quickly break free from the dragon-catching net, then once he was locked on by the strange stone snakes, only death would await him. Let's get rid of him as fast as possible. More than 30 blast eel mechas suddenly appeared and attacked Yang Feng with all their strength. "You're courting death." Yang Feng smiled coldly, and the black demonic dragon suddenly shot out and slammed into the dragon-catching net. A red mecha, the scarlet Tyrannosaurus, emerged from inside the black demonic dragon. The crimson Tyrannosaurus suddenly moved. With a flash of crimson light, the wings of the crimson Tyrannosaurus sliced the cockpits of the two Blasteel tribe mechas in half, and the pilots inside were blasted into pieces. Driven by Yang Feng's Holy Spirit Warlock rank battle consciousness, the Scarlet Tyrannosaurus displayed heaven-defying battle prowess. Appearing and disappearing unpredictably on the battlefield, it attacked wildly and killed Blasteel geniuses one after another. "Stop. Gotti, my father is the finance minister of the Blasteel Empire, you can't kill me." "Stop, Gotti, my grandfather is Saint Deli." The complexion of the Blasteel geniuses changed dramatically, and they roared wildly. They are the children of Blasteel bigwigs, many of whom even have royal bloodline and are the descendants of Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses. In the Blasteel race, no one dares to disrespect them. But now Yang Feng is slaughtering them mercilessly, making them feel fear from the bottom of their hearts. Shit, how come he's so strong? Is he really one of the legendary darlings of our universe? Watching Yang Feng slay Blasteel geniuses one after another, Elise felt a chill in her heart. She suddenly erupted with the Silver Fairy, abandoned her allies, turned into a stream of light, and fled into the distance. "It's no use. You're all doomed to die here. No one can escape." Yang Feng smiled coldly, and the Scarlet Tyrannosaurus unfolded its wings. Countless runes flickered, and the power source of the Scarlet Tyrannosaurus was pushed to the limit. As if set on fire, the Scarlet Tyrannosaurus released a rain of scarlet light that slammed into the remaining dozen-plus Blasteel mechas and blasted their cockpits into pieces. The dozen-plus Blasteel Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses were insta-killed. After this strike, the Scarlet Tyrannosaurus suddenly cracked, trembled slightly, and turned into a pile of scrap steel. Even though Yang Feng has Holy Spirit Warlock rank battle sense, but if he wants to kill a dozen-plus Blasteel Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses in a short period of time, he has to pay a great price. The price is that the Scarlet Tyrannosaurus is completely exhausted. With a flash of silver light, a silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon flew out from the discarded Scarlet Tyrannosaurus. Silver light shone, and the destroyed cockpits of the Blasteel geniuses flew into Yang Feng's hands and became his spoils of war. Go to hell all of you. The silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon glanced at the dozen-plus elites of the Gamana universe who are entangled with the giant hand. The silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon radiated strange silver light that shone on the Gamana universe's elites. The Gamana universe's elites fell into chaos at once. Their movements stagnated for a moment, and then they were grabbed by the giant hand formed from curse and malice and pulled into the earth. The silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon fluttered, turned into a silver ray, and chased after the silver fairy ahead. What a fast speed! It's very difficult to catch up with her. The gap in performance is too big. The silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon chased for a while, but the distance between it and the silver fairy kept increasing. Although Yang Feng is far superior to Elise in terms of control of the silver fairy, but in terms of performance, the silver fairy is a generation higher than the silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon. However, the distance isn't too far, it's still within range. The silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon trembled slightly, and 20 strange eyes suddenly appeared, turned into silver illusory light, tore through the sky, and swept towards the silver fairy. In an instant, the silver fairy was swept by the illusory light, trembled slightly, slowed down by more than half, and fell from the sky. Boom! With a loud bang, the earth split open, and a strange giant hand reached out from the earth, grabbing at the silver fairy. Shit! Elise's pretty face flickered. The silver fairy shone brightly, and countless ribbons of light flew out, slashed at the giant hands, and severed them. All curses and malice were purified. As soon as the silver fairy entered combat mode, its flying speed slowed down again, and the distance between it and the silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon hidden in the sky continued to shrink. Damn you, Gotti, let's die together. Elise's beautiful eyes flashed fiercely, and she urged the silver fairy to the limit. In an instant, countless ribbons of light shot out from the silver fairy, blocked the sky, sealed the space, and barreled towards the silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon. This is an attack that the silver fairy can unleash by burning all of its power, which can seriously injure even a warlock monarch rank powerhouse. After the same strike, the silver fairy would also collapse. All of a sudden, the silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon shone brightly, countless eyes emerged, and released layers of barriers blocking in front of it. When the ribbons of light slammed into the barriers, they crushed the barriers along with the silver illusion-breaking scorpion dragon. A green light descended from the sky, appearing in front of the silver fairy. With a grab, it pierced into the cockpit of the silver fairy, forcefully pulling Elise out of the cockpit. With a forceful tug, she was pulled out of the cockpit, flying towards the sky, disappearing in a few leaps. Chapter 1061. In the middle of the Blood Moon battlefield, inside a miniature mechanical palace. Sitting on a sofa, Yang Feng looked at the Blasteel Princess Elise, whose power has been sealed, and said flatly, "Elise, I know that you have the complete version of the Blasteel text. Give it to me and I will spare your life." Elise's beautiful eyes shimmered with an enigmatic gleam, and she uttered proudly, "Did that slut Chrissy tell you this information?" "That's right, Goody, I have the complete version of the Blasteel text, which has a total of 9 volumes. As long as you marry me and kill that slut Chrissy, I will give you the complete version of the Blasteel text. I'll give you the complete version of that swift steel treasure book, and have my mother's clan help you advance to the imperishable rank with all their strength." Yang Feng replied flatly, "No need, I can take it myself." Transparent tentacles formed from the phantom ruler stabbed Elise. Elise's eyes turned misty, and she fell into an illusion. Yang Feng snapped his fingers, and the mist-like erosion ruler suddenly flew out, turned into a mysterious mist, and entered Elise from all directions. The misty lord of erosion eroded Elise, entered her soul, and imitated her soul fluctuations. After a dozen-plus breaths of time, Elise's eyes turned misty, and she pointed with a finger. Light shone, and the Blasteel text in her soul formed a knowledge crystal. Yang Feng looked at the knowledge crystal, and the corners of his mouth rose into a smile, as expected of the erosion ruler, the most useful ruler among the rulers. The erosion ruler is the weakest among the ruler series of battle robots, and it can't even compare to a dazzling light unit. However, it is the most expensive among the ruler series of battle robots. The erosion ruler can erode and assimilate various powerhouses, battle machines, and biological weapons, and steal their core knowledge and technology. Experts like Elise, who had obtained the complete version of the Swift Steelgrim, would usually set up all sorts of restrictions within their souls. Once someone touched their soul would self-destruct, leaving them with nothing. However, the erosion ruler can erode the soul of the captured powerhouse and manipulate them to dig out all the knowledge they have. This was one of the heaven-defying aspects of the Corrode Sovereign. At the time, the Shizu relied on the erosion lord to corrupt the powerhouses of countless races and plundered their knowledge and technology to finally deduce and build a level 7 stronghold, which is a Warlock Emperor rank weapon. If not for the fact that the Blasteel race was filled with experts, the Blasteel race would not have been able to survive. Yang Feng had already taken action against Elise. In the eyes of Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses, an Infinity Warlock rank powerhouse is just a relatively powerful ant. Yang Feng's mind stirred slightly, and the knowledge recorded in the Blitz Steel text poured into his sea of knowledge like a tide. There was a flash of excitement in Yang Feng's eyes. This is the path of the Swift Steel Lord. Just this Blasteel treasured tome alone is worth it for me to take the risk to infiltrate the Blasteel race. Unfortunately, this Blasteel manual is only a cultivation technique and not the culmination of the Blasteel race's technology. The Vajra treasured tome was the blood, sweat, and tears of the Vajra Lord. It fully displayed his path. For other Holy Spirit warlocks, this Empyrean grade text may only serve as a reference. However, for a powerhouse like Yang Feng, who has the culmination of the Shizu civilization, it has opened another door to the peak. When Shizu technology reaches the final stage, in order to be immortal, they must abandon their fleshly body and integrate their soul with the Shizu base. In this way, Shizu powerhouses can change their bodies continuously and achieve the goal of immortality. But even so, although there can be many mechanical bodies, the soul of a Shizu powerhouse will still weaken over time. The ultimate demise of the Shizu is also related to the demise of the soul of their top powerhouses. In the world of warlocks, the Gamana universe's Eternals are immune to the erosion of time and are immortal. The only way for Eternals to die is if they are seriously injured or killed by Eternals of the same rank when the universes devour each other. The Blasteel Lord is also walking the eternal path. His path has a great enlightening effect on Yang Feng. The Shizu are good at making all kinds of powerful weapons. The Blasteel race is good at strengthening themselves with all kinds of machines. With the guidance of the Blasteel text, Yang Feng understands how to use Shizu technology to strengthen himself. My next target is the relic site of the Shitona civilization. I hope that the relic site that once gave birth to Eternals can give me a pleasant surprise. Yang Feng opened his palm, and the bead from the Shitona civilization radiated bright light and pointed in a certain direction on the Blood Moon battlefield. Yang Feng merged with a newly captured blue Tyrannosaurus, turned into a blue ray, and flew in that direction. In the Blood Moon battlefield, there are countless curses and malice aggregates. As soon as these aggregates appeared, Yang Feng avoided them. In the Blood Moon battlefield, the most dangerous ones are the powerhouses eroded by curses and malice. As for the aggregates of curses and malice, although they are extremely terrifying for existences below the Infinity Warlock rank, but for pinnacle Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses, they are just a bit of trouble. Boom! Suddenly, the Earth shook violently, and a star emerged from the Earth thousands of kilometers away and quietly sat in the Blood Moon battlefield. That's the relic site of a different universe civilization. Yang Feng's eyes lit up, then his figure fluttered, and he turned into a stream of light and flew towards the star. The Blood Moon battlefield is a place full of malice towards the Gamana universe. Here, the malice of the universes annexed by the Gamana universe converges. After many universes were defeated and devoured, the relic sites hidden in those universes will be drawn to the Blood Moon battlefield. The relic sites of civilizations are the most precious treasures on the Blood Moon battlefield. Even the Gamana universe's 3 eternal sovereigns will be tempted by the relics of some civilization relic sites. A relic site has appeared. How lucky! When the Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses within an area of tens of thousands of kilometers in radius saw the relic site of a different universe civilization emerge, their eyes revealed a look of excitement, and they turned into streams of light flying towards the relic site. As soon as Yang Feng flew to the celestial body where the relic site is located, he saw that the celestial body looks like the end of the world. The intelligent life forms on the celestial body are entangled by malice and curses and turned into monsters eroded by malice and curses. The monsters that had been corrupted by malice and curses fought and devoured each other, and the victor would become even more powerful. Yang Feng glanced at the monsters down below and secretly raised his guard. This is the fate of the loser. Found it? Yang Feng's eyes suddenly lit up, and he flew towards the center of the celestial body. In the center of the celestial body, there is a blue mountain rising into the sky. On the blue mountain, there is a 10-meter tall blue small tree. The blue small tree has no leaves, and there is a white flower growing at the top. The white flower looks plain, but it exudes an alluring fragrance. When Yang Feng flew to within 10,000 meters of the blue mountain, his body suddenly sank, and he fell to the ground. No airspace domain. As soon as Yang Feng landed on the ground, he urged the blue Tyrannosaurus to rush towards the blue mountain. A small stone on the ground suddenly erupted, turned into a 100-meter tall stone wolf exuding Infinity Warlock rank fluctuations of power, and bit at Yang Feng. The speed of the blue Tyrannosaurus suddenly soared, and it took a step forward. Its huge mechanical dragon claw stabbed into the core of the stone wolf and dug out the core. The face of the stone wolf changed dramatically, and it roared, "Stop! I am the attendant of the imperishable rank expert Sir Light Daniel. If you dare touch me, Sir Light Daniel will never let you off." The blue Tyrannosaurus directly sealed the core of the stone wolf and casually spat out a mouthful of dragon breath, enveloping the stone wolf and directly burning its body to ashes. After insta-killing the stone wolf, the blue Tyrannosaurus suddenly broke out and rushed towards the spiritual mountain at full speed. A fierce battle broke out around the spiritual mountain. In order to compete for the treasures on the spiritual mountain, the Gamana universe's elites fought each other. The Gamana universe's elites blocking in front of Yang Feng were mercilessly insta-killed, and then he climbed up by stepping on the corpses of the Gamana universe's elites. Seeing how unbridled Yang Feng is, the Gamana universe's elites felt their blood run cold, and they didn't dare to approach him. After Yang Feng set foot on the spiritual mountain summit, he saw 2 men and 1 woman arrive at the summit almost at the same time as him. One of them is the Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse Light Daniel. Light Daniel looked around and said domineeringly, "I am Light Daniel. I have taken a fancy to the treasures on the spiritual mountain. The 3 of you, if you leave now, I will owe you a favor. Otherwise, those who compete with me for this treasure will all die." As a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse, even though Light Daniel can only use Infinity Warlock rank power, his battle prowess is still far above that of some weak Warlock Monarch rank powerhouses. He is naturally unscrupulous and fearless. The burly, handsome middle-aged man smiled coldly, his face twisted, and a domineering expression appeared on his face. He looked around and said overbearingly, "Light Daniel, your favor is worthless. I am Great Emperor B. Get lost, all of you. Otherwise, die." Chapter 1062. Great Emperor Bong. He is the master of the BOM race. He is known as the powerhouse most likely to advance to the perfect step in this era. Great Emperor BOM is a pinnacle imperishable step powerhouse and has 2 imperishable step powerhouses as his subordinates. Why would such a bigwig come here in person? When the Gamana universe's powerhouses who are approaching the top of the mountain heard the name Great Emperor BOM, they inhaled a breath of cold air and took a few steps back. Even the insufferably arrogant Light Daniel inhaled a breath of cold air, and his eyes flickered with an enigmatic gleam. Great Emperor BOM is a peerless great holy step powerhouse, the guardian of a superior race, and an overlord-grade peerless genius. He is publicly recognized as a fearsome existence with the potential to attack the Warlock Emperor realm. Light Daniel is just an ordinary Holy Spirit Warlock. Although he possesses superior battle prowess compared to other Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses, but he cannot contend against a peerless overlord like Great Emperor Biome. Since you are here, Great Emperor Bim, then I will withdraw from the competition for the treasures on this spiritual mountain. Light Daniel's figure fluttered, and he flew away from the top of the mountain and retreated to the side. His eyes shimmered with unwillingness. Light Daniel was able to advance to the imperishable realm because he knows when to advance and when to retreat. When he encounters a powerhouse that he cannot defeat, he will wisely choose to give up. Otherwise, he would have died God knows how many times already. The beautiful woman in a silver robe, with a flower growing on her head, and a sexy figure said lightly, "Great Emperor Bim, since you are here, then the treasures on this spiritual mountain are yours." With that, the beautiful woman with extraordinary strength took a step and left the top of the mountain. While no one was paying attention, the area was already shrouded in a faint mist. Even if someone noticed the faint mist, they didn't care. In this relic site, anything can happen. Great Emperor Bim glanced at Yang Feng standing on the top of the mountain. Killing intent streaked past his eyes, and he said coldly, "Get lost, do you want to die?" Yang Feng said flatly, "I am also very interested in the treasures on this spiritual mountain. If you want this universe origin flower, then come get it with your own ability." Great Emperor Bim. That's Jadi of the Blaster race. He actually dares to provoke Great Emperor Bim, truly audacious to the extreme. Is he courting death? This isn't the Blaststeel race's territory. Even if Gotti has a trump card, it's impossible for him to win against Emperor Biome. This idiot. Sounds of schadenfreude came from below. No one was optimistic about Yang Feng's embodiment of Gotti. This is a spatial seal. Seal this space completely. In other words, you want to capture all of us in one fell swoop and don't want to reveal your true identity. You are not from the Gamana universe. They were lurkers from other universes. Other universe lurkers who are proficient in mechanical technology should be our enemy, powerhouses of the Battle Demon sect. You don't have the slightest fear in the face of me. You should be the Battle Demon sect's sect master, Yang Feng. Great Emperor Bomu glanced at his surroundings. Countless mysterious runes appeared in his eyes. With a single glance, he saw through the countless space sovereigns appearing in the surrounding void, completely sealing the space in this area. What? The Battle Demon sect's Yang Feng. He's a powerhouse from another universe, the Battle Demon sect's sect master Yang Feng? Who is Yang Feng? Yang Feng is our enemy, the leader of a powerful human warlock group from another universe. Not long ago, he just advanced to the imperishable step. How dare he invade the Gamana universe? The countenance of the Gamana universe's elites changed dramatically at once, and their eyes shimmered with endless killing intent. Suddenly, there was a flash of light from the thick fog, and a mechanical torrent formed from blade rulers suddenly flew towards the Gamana universe's Infinity Warlock elites, and engaged them in a fierce battle. Caught off guard, more than 20 Gamana universe's elites were slain by the blade rulers. The remaining Gamana universe's elites unleashed powerful offensive secret methods and clashed with Yang Feng's blade ruler. Yang Feng spoke, "Emperor Biome, as expected of a great holy step powerhouse. Forgive my rudeness. You should be a pinnacle imperishable step powerhouse. To be able to see through my arrangements at a glance, that's amazing." The space ruler Yang Feng secretly released has already activated the stealth system. In this world full of malice and curses, even Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses will find it difficult to discover him. For Emperor Biome to see through Yang Feng's arrangements at a glance, his strength can be rated as heaven-defying. Emperor Bim uttered flatly, "I'm just a little curious as to why a trifling Starfield step ant dares to contend with me. After paying a little attention, I found out that it was you who did this. Yang Feng, is it worth it to expose your identity for the sake of a mere universe origin flower? As long as even one of you escapes, your infiltration into the Blaststeel race will be exposed. You will have no place in the Gamana universe, and all your plans will come to naught." Yang Feng uttered with a smile, As long as you all die here, then everything will be fine. There was a flash of killing intent in Emperor Bomb's eyes, and he said with a cold smile, "You're really confident. However, you really shouldn't have come here with your true body. That's seeking your own death." Along with flashes of light, a transparent figure suddenly appeared behind Yang Feng and stabbed at him with a colorless and invisible dagger in hand. A black hole suddenly appeared and swept towards the transparent figure. The transparent figure burst out with resplendent light, and a pair of perfect hands stabbed into the black hole. As if tearing the sky apart, the hands opened the black hole inch by inch. In front of Yang Feng, Emperor Bomb's body disintegrated, turned into bubbles, and disappeared. Inside Yang Feng's black hole, the transparent figure appeared and changed into Emperor Bomb's appearance. "Open!" Emperor Bim roared, countless runes appeared, and his body expanded 10,000 times and turned into a 30,000-meter tall giant in an instant. He wanted to break the black hole. Spatial portals appeared in the devour black hole and distorted the void. No matter how big Emperor Bom becomes, he can't break free from the black hole. A terrifying devouring power enveloped Great Emperor Bomb's body, continuously devouring his energy. Emperor Bom is a great holy step powerhouse. Even though his power is being devoured by Yang Feng, he doesn't weaken at all. With a flick of his finger, a bead suddenly appeared. Boom! Along with a heaven-shaking blare, Yang Feng's black hole was shattered by the bead's explosion. At the moment when the black hole was shattered, Yang Feng operated the essence of power, and a fist turned into a star barreling towards Emperor Bom. The Bomu race, which Emperor Bom belongs to, is a strange life form evolved from liquid. All powerhouses of the Bomu race are proficient in the law of water. Emperor Bom is even more proficient in the essence of water. He instantly formed an endless sea and enveloped the star Yang Feng has transformed into. Countless bubbles churned, and the sea Emperor Bom has transformed into engulfed the star Yang Feng has transformed into. Too weak. Compared to the Dawn Lord, you're too weak. A devouring black hole suddenly appeared within the star, crazily devouring everything. It devoured half of the sea that Emperor Bom had transformed into in one go. Emperor Bom's face fell, and he struggled frantically. A copious amount of sea water merged into a core. In the next moment, an incomparably resplendent star revolved around the spatial door, traversed the river of time, and slammed into Great Emperor Bomu with a devouring black hole. The attack blasted Great Emperor Bomu into pieces, and his remains were directly devoured by the devouring black hole. No. How can I be killed by a mere junior imperishable rank ant? I refuse to accept this. Eyes shot with blood, Emperor Bom looked up and roared, and a pinnacle great holy step fluctuation of power suddenly erupted and shattered the black hole released by Yang Feng in an instant. The void cracked, and scarlet chains formed from the malice of the universe suddenly erupted and pierced into Emperor Bomu's body. Countless god chains of order erupted from Emperor Bom and contended against the scarlet curse chains. Countless scarlet chains containing the malice of the universe stabbed out, piercing into Great Emperor Bomu's body, causing his body to shrivel up. No! Amidst an incomparably miserable shriek, Great Emperor Bomu was forcefully dragged into the crack in the void, disappearing without a trace. Seeing this scene, Yang Feng's scalp turned numb. The universe malice on the Blood Moon battlefield is too dangerous. It can even easily suppress and curse great holy step powerhouses. Before advancing to a warlock emperor, you may die on the Blood Moon battlefield if you're not careful. Regret flashed in Yang Feng's eyes. What a pity. Emperor Bom is a great holy step powerhouse. All of his treasures were sucked into the void crack and became a part of the Blood Moon battlefield. Otherwise, I would have made a fortune. Emperor Bom is a great holy step powerhouse, which is equivalent to a moving treasure trove. If he was killed by Yang Feng, it would be equivalent to Yang Feng getting the treasure trove of a great holy step powerhouse. After forcing Emperor Bom to his death, Yang Feng's gaze fell on Daniel, and it shimmered with frigid killing intents. Since Daniel is a holy spirit warlock rank powerhouse, he is equivalent to a huge mobile treasure trove. Chapter 1063. When Yang Feng looked at Daniel, a chill ran down his spine, and he trembled. If it was outside the Blood Moon battlefield, Daniel, a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse, could even escape from a great Holy Step powerhouse if he wanted to. But in the Blood Moon battlefield, once he used power beyond the Infinity Warlock rank, he would be eroded by the various curses on the Blood Moon battlefield. When Daniel saw Yang Feng kill Great Emperor Bomu, his heart chilled and filled with fear. Break. Suddenly, Daniel turned into a streak of light and appeared in front of the space barrier in an instant. He swung his great sword and fiercely slashed at the space barrier. The spatial boundary collapsed under Daniel's attack, but in the next moment, several dozen layers of spatial boundaries superimposed on the area, completely sealing the space. Standing in place, Yang Feng said indifferently, "Daniel, you are a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse. Take refuge with me and become my slave. I can spare your life. Otherwise, this place will be your burial ground." The 10 Blade Sovereigns turned into 10 streaks of light that shot towards Daniel. Operating the essence of light, Daniel turned into a stream of light, shuttled freely among the 10 Blade Rulers, and said calmly, "Yang Feng, you want me to be your servant? That's impossible." In an instant, endless light suddenly bloomed and shot towards Yang Feng with the power to purify a world. Meaningless resistance. 3 Vajra rulers suddenly appeared and blocked in front of Yang Feng with a Vajra shield. When the purifying light slammed into the Vajra shield, it set off ripples, but it couldn't even break through the Vajra shield's defenses. Within the boundless radiance, Daniel's furious roar could be heard, "Tai Nijia, open this spatial barrier." The female powerhouse who took the initiative to retreat from the summit of the mountain released a mysterious rune on her right hand, and she slashed at the void carrying the essence of space. The spatial barrier formed by the space rulers was cut open in an instant, revealing a huge spatial rift. Legend has it that the Gadas are born with the power of space. They are the darlings of space. You are proficient in the essence of space. It seems that you are an imperishable rank powerhouse of the Gadas proficient in the essence of space. In the outside world, it would be easy to defeat you, but difficult to kill you. Unfortunately, you are destined to die here. Yang Feng pointed at the spatial rift, and the essence of space surged and flattened the spatial rift. Dozens of sharp blade sovereigns flickered and attacked Tai Nijia. Tai Nijia's right hand surged with the power of space, and space blades slashed at the blade sovereigns. The blade sovereigns were torn apart along with their cores, and the blade sovereigns were banished to a different space. "Daniel, since you don't want to surrender, then go to hell." Yang Feng took a step forward. Like a god descending to the secular world, he trod on a torrent of time and spread the fingers of a hand, and a black hole that can devour everything suddenly appeared and swept the surroundings. The purifying light that Daniel has turned into was sucked into the devour black hole and formed a human-like figure. "Yang Feng, let's perish together." Daniel's eyes shimmered fiercely, and he roared, and Holy Spirit Warlock rank fluctuations of power suddenly erupted, broke the devour black hole, and turned into a giant hand barreling towards Yang Feng. Yang Feng smiled indifferently. A last-ditch struggle. 10 Vajra rulers suddenly flew out and blocked in front of Yang Feng with their Vajra shields. The 10 Vajra shields superimposed on each other, released brilliant light, and formed a giant shield that blocked in front of the giant hand formed by Daniel. Light Daniel ferociously slammed into the shields and shattered them. At the same time, the shields of the Vajra sovereigns were also shattered. At the moment when the 5th Vajra ruler was shattered, the void split open, and countless curses formed into scarlet curse chains suddenly erupted and stabbed into Daniel. Daniel's strength was far from Emperor Bomb's. In practically an instant, his entire body was corroded by the crimson curse chains, becoming shriveled up. He was directly dragged into the crack in the void, disappearing without a trace. Yang Feng frowned slightly. It's really not easy to subdue a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse. Apart from some heaven and earth variant species and lucky fellows, most Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses have advanced step by step. Each of them is a genius among geniuses of the same era. In particular, rogue Holy Spirit Warlock rank cultivators, who have gone through countless difficulties to reach this step, are proud and arrogant. Naturally, they won't be so easy to subdue. Yang Feng looked to the left and said flatly, Tai Nijie, don't you want to fight? If you unlock your seal and use imperishable step power, you may have a chance to kill me. Yang Feng, let me go. I can pretend that nothing happened today. I don't want to get involved in the affairs of the Gamana universe and your universe. The space there distorted slightly, and Tai Nijie's figure appeared. The Gamana universe and the world of warlocks devouring each other is a scene of despair for the two universes' low-rank powerhouses. The races of the two universes are destined to fight each other until one side exterminates most of the races. However, in the war of devouring between the two universes, Holy Spirit warlock rank powerhouses have a choice. They can choose to hide in the universe and not participate in the Great War. If a rogue cultivator like Tai Nijie, who doesn't belong to the 18 sacred races, hides in some remote places in the depths of the universe, she can also survive and struggle at death's door. In many remote corners of the Gamana universe, vestigial races of other universes survive in this way. Yang Feng uttered coldly, impossible. Tai Nijie, I don't want to expose my identity. Therefore, if you don't surrender, only death will await you. Besieged by the Ruler Series battle robots, the Gamana universe's elites were killed one by one. The Gamana universe's elites may not be a match for the Ruler Series battle robots one-on-one. Besieged by the Ruler Series battle robots, they were blown up one by one without the power to resist. Tai Nijie waved her right hand, and spatial blades slashed at the void, and cracks appeared in the space in front of the dozen-plus Infinity Warlock elites. Yang Feng rubbed the fingers of a hand and flattened the spatial rifts. A dozen-plus blade rulers suddenly appeared, their engines roared, and they attacked Tai Nijie. Tai Nijie sighed slightly, and then spatial portals appeared around her in an attempt to hide in an alternate space. Yang Feng waved his hand, and the spatial portals distorted and collapsed, revealing Tai Nijie's figure. The dozen-plus blade rulers appeared beside Tai Nijie and slashed at her from all directions. Tai Nijie responded promptly, I surrender. I can serve you for 3,000 years. After 3,000 years, please return me my freedom. If you agree, I will be your servant and serve you. More than a dozen blade dominators suddenly stopped, and the blades in their hands stopped in front of Tai Nijie's vitals. Yang Feng uttered, okay. However, before I develop a secret treasure to control Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses, please bear with it and let me seal you. Secret treasures that can control Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses are very rare, and every one of them is extremely precious. The Transcendent text recorded that the Transcendent Empyrean imprint can control all kinds of Holy Spirit Warlock rank transcendence. However, Yang Feng doesn't want to practice this secret method. At that time, he will only benefit the powerhouse who has mastered the real Transcendent Empyrean imprint. Tai Nijie responded coldly, okay. Yang Feng pointed with a finger, and countless runes formed chains that pierced into Tai Nijie and sealed her completely. Yang Feng threw her into an alternate space. Except for life magic energy and elemental energy, which can't compare to the real world, everything else in the alternate space is no different from the real world. With the sun, moon, and stars, a blue sea, and a beautiful beach, it is enough for people to live freely for a lifetime. As soon as Tai Nijie was suppressed, the rest of the Gamana universe's Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses were killed without any resistance. After Yang Feng got rid of all the competitors, he reached out and plucked the Universe Origin Flower. As soon as the Universe Origin Flower was plucked, endless malice and curses poured in from all directions, broke through the Spirit Mountain's boundary, and engulfed the area. As soon as the spirit tree that nurtured the Universe Origin Flower was eroded by the curses, countless red curses coiled around it, and tree vines shot towards Yang Feng like poisonous dragons. Yang Feng pointed with a finger, and layers of space suddenly appeared in front of him. The tree vines of the spirit tree pierced into the layers of space and got lost in space. Yang Feng took this opportunity to turn into a stream of light and flew towards the outside of the celestial body. As soon as he flew out of the celestial body, Yang Feng saw countless crimson rune chains full of malice and curses surge out of the celestial body. The celestial body churned, as if it is nurturing some evil existence, and sank into the blood-moon battlefield. Yang Feng glanced at the celestial body and said unhurriedly, "This is an amalgamation of the devoured universe's malice. I wonder what kind of evil existence it will give birth to. Unfortunately, no matter how much it struggles, it is doomed to be destroyed. After the universe's malice devours the souls, flesh, and power of countless powerhouses of the Gamana universe, it will give birth to a monster whose duty is to destroy the Gamana universe. That monster will definitely be a quasi-Empyrean rank existence." Chapter 1064. However, no matter how powerful that monster is, once it comes out, only destruction will be waiting for it. In the Gamana universe, the three eternal sovereigns suppress everything. Even if that monster is born, it will at most be a warlock emperor rank monster. So long as the three eternal sovereigns take action, they can kill that monster. Of course, the lingering universe malice and curses in the blood-moon battlefield won't stop, because they are only lingering malice and curses of the universe origin. Without thinking, they can only act based on instinct. With a flick of Yang Feng's wrist, the Shido civilization's bead suddenly appeared and pointed in a direction. Yang Feng's figure fluttered, and he turned into a stream of light flying towards that direction. After flying for 3 days in a row, there are all kinds of curses and malice everywhere. In addition, there are many Gamana universe's elites eroded by the curses and malice. The strength of the Gamana universe's elites eroded by the curses and malice has changed dramatically, and many of them exude warlock monarch rank fluctuations of power. When Yang Feng saw the Gamana universe's elites eroded by the curses and malice, he retreated, unwilling to get entangled with them. The Blood Moon battlefield is full of malice and curses. It is extremely dangerous, and there are almost no resources that can be used here. At the same time, there are eternal cracks everywhere on the battlefield, which are spatial wounds left by eternal sovereign rank powerhouses. Once an infinity warlock rank powerhouse touches a eternal crack, they will turn into ashes in an instant. On the Blood Moon battlefield, there are many broken weapons from previous universe wars, which have been eroded and turned into all kinds of ferocious and weird phenomena. After Yang Feng suppressed some weapons, he found that they only have curses and malice, and have no value at all. The material structure of the weapons has changed, making them unsuitable for use. In the Blood Moon battlefield, the most precious treasures are the relic sites of the various civilizations and the universe origin flowers that are born by absorbing the power of the relic sites. The universe origin flower Yang Feng obtained is a wisp of origin force from a universe's remnant. If Yang Feng absorbs the power of the universe origin flower, his soul will transform again and take a solid step towards superior level 9. If he has 10 universe origin flowers, Yang Feng's soul aptitude will undergo a complete transformation and advance to superior level 9, reaching the minimum threshold for advancing to an eternal sovereign. The Cosmos Origin Flower was a priceless treasure no matter which universe it was in. Even eternal sovereigns needed it. Because of this, even though the Blood Moon battlefield is barren and dangerous, it still attracted countless elites of the Gamana universe to come here. I am looking for such precious treasures. Brat, stop right there and hand over all your treasures. A voice suddenly sounded, and a 100-meter tall, burly rock giant holding a huge wolf-tooth club appeared in front of Yang Feng. Strange ripples surged behind Yang Feng, and a dagger stabbed at Yang Feng's back like a poisonous dragon. Yang Feng smiled coldly. Within the Blood Moon battlefield, there is another kind of mobile treasury, that is, the elites who enter the Blood Moon battlefield. It's a good idea, but it's a pity that the person you met is me. A fearsome black hole suddenly appeared behind Yang Feng and swallowed the assassin proficient in the art of assassination behind him. The black hole flashed with black light, and ashes spilled out of it. The expression of the rock giant, who was as tall and sturdy as a small mountain, changed drastically. He opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of blood. A swarm of 10-meter-tall rock giants shot out from the mouth of the rock giant and attacked Yang Feng. The figure of the huge rock giant fluttered, and he suddenly retreated briskly and fled into the distance. "Since you're here, don't leave." Yang Feng pointed with a finger, and a spatial portal opened in front of the rock giant and swallowed the rock giant in one breath. A spatial portal suddenly appeared in front of Yang Feng, and the rock giant appeared in front of him. A black hole enveloped the rock giant. With a slight tremble, the rock giant turned into ashes, leaving only a storage treasure behind. The devour black hole shone with black light, and fearsome devour force enveloped the rock giants and sucked them into the devour black hole. With a slight shake, the rock giants turned into dust. These two guys still have some good stuff on them. It seems that they succeeded several times. What's this? Yang Feng scanned the storage treasures of the two bandits with his soul force, and his eyes lit up at once, and a broken bead appeared in his hand. As soon as the broken bead appeared, the Shido civilization's bead in Yang Feng's hand radiated resplendent light and swallowed the broken bead. Countless mysterious runes appeared on the Shido civilization's bead, making it even more mysterious and unfathomable, making it impossible to discern its origin. Boom! Suddenly, the earth trembled and space twisted. Strands of blue light rose from the distance. An incomparably vast amount of icy air rose from the earth, condensing into an azure pillar of ice that pierced the clouds. As soon as the azure ice pillar appeared, an area hundreds of kilometers in radius was enveloped in a layer of blood-colored frost, and all malice and curses were frozen by the mysterious ice force. This is a frozen star. According to legend, it is an existence formed from the remnant origin of a universe that was ended by the eternal frost. The eternal frost stole the universe origin force of that universe, which was how he broke through and promoted to an eternal sovereign. If I give this frozen star to An Shui, she will definitely be able to promote to a Holy Spirit warlock. When Yang Feng saw the azure ice pillar piercing into the sky, his eyes flashed with a scorching shade. The frozen star contains a trace of universe origin force. The universe origin force contained in the frozen star is 100 times more than that of Yang Feng's universe origin flower. Of course, only powerhouses who have mastered the essence of ice and reached the quasi-holy step can absorb and refine the frozen star. Although Yang Feng hasn't seen Shi Shui for a long time, but he believes that with Shi Shui's heaven-defying aptitude coupled with her trump cards, she should have a quasi-holy step cultivation base by now. Yang Feng's figure fluttered, and he flew towards the frozen star. Stop, this is the domain of my frost god race. Anyone who sets foot here will die. A blonde and blue-eyed frost god powerhouse dressed in snow-white armor with a snow-white gem on his forehead suddenly appeared, pointed at Yang Feng with a great sword in his hand, and barked. Yang Feng's eyes flickered coldly, and he uttered coldly, "Anyone who blocks my way will die." Spatial fluctuations flickered, and 10 blade rulers suddenly flew out of Yang Feng and flew towards the frost god powerhouse. Enemy attack. The face of the frost god supreme infinity warlock rank powerhouse changed dramatically, and he issued sharp howls. Along with flashes of light, tens of thousands of infinity warlock rank powerhouses rushed over from all directions. The supreme infinity warlock rank powerhouse waved his sword, and countless snowflakes fluttered and drifted towards the blade rulers with invisible killing intent. When the snowflakes hit the blade rulers, they immediately turned into a layer of ice and froze the blade rulers. A saber light flashed, and countless sharp blades shot out from the blade ruler's body. With a slight twist, the ice was shattered. 3 blade sovereigns appeared in front of the frost god's powerhouse and slashed at him. The complexion of the frost god powerhouse flickered, and countless snowflakes flew and formed a barrier of ice and snow to protect him. Along with flashes of sword rays, the barrier of ice and snow was slashed to pieces by the 3 blade rulers. 2 sharp blade dominators took the opportunity to fly in, brandishing their blades. They beheaded the frost god expert. Yang Feng released countless ruler series battle robots, which formed a fearsome steel torrent that crushed and killed all the frost god powerhouses blocking its way. Mechanical golems. The battle demon sex Yang Feng. The battle demon sex Yang Feng is here. Damn it, the battle demon sex Yang Feng sneaked into our universe. When the frost god powerhouses saw the mechanical torrent, and then saw Yang Feng surrounded by the mechanical torrent, their countenance changed dramatically and they barked. Everyone, let's join hands and kill this battle demon sect Master Yang Feng. We will use all our resources to help whoever kills him advance to an imperishable step powerhouse. The cold and proud voice of the frost god's son came from the frozen star. Kill him. If we kill him, we'll be able to promote to imperishable step powerhouses. Yang Feng, that's a universe child of another universe. If we kill him, who knows how much universe favor we'll get. The eyes of the powerhouses who came from afar, but were intimidated by the might of the frost god race, flashed with excitement, and they turned into streams of light and rushed this way. A dense barrage of attacks barreled towards Yang Feng. 100 Vajra rulers blocked in front of Yang Feng with Vajra shields and blocked all the attacks. Yang Feng's true body didn't take action, but the huge mechanical torrent crushed the frost god powerhouses blocking in front of him and opened up a path for him. Like an invincible god, Yang Feng strolled on the battlefield. Under the protection of his most loyal subordinates, he easily arrived in front of the frozen star. Chapter 1065. A resplendent blue ray of ice shot out from the frozen star, drew a pillar of ice in the void, and extended towards Yang Feng. 20 Vajra rulers blocked in front of the pillar of ice with their Vajra shields in hand, resonated, and formed a huge shield in front of them. When the blue ray of ice hit the Vajra shields, it strangely passed through the huge shields and froze the 20 Vajra rulers one by one. Yang Feng narrowed his eyes and spread the fingers of a hand, and a devour black hole suddenly appeared, devoured the void, and devoured the blue ray of ice. Amidst a series of crisp sounds, the devouring black hole was forcefully frozen by the blue freezing light. Two incomparably powerful forces intertwined and condensed together, finally twisting and collapsing. To be able to block my all-out blow. Yang Feng, you're pretty strong. In front of the frozen star, the holy son of frost stands loftily, his blonde hair fluttering in the wind, and ribbons of blue light fluttering all over him. The ribbons of blue light are ribbons formed from countless blue runes, looking like a handsome, proud, and aloof god of ice. Yang Feng looked at the godlike holy son of frost with a scorching shade in his eyes. The holy son of frost is a powerhouse the frost gods went all out to nurture in this era. He is a peerless genius of the Gamana universe's younger generation. In the Gamana universe, there are only a dozen plus powerhouses of the younger generation who can stand shoulder to shoulder with the holy son of frost. Those dozen plus powerhouses are heaven and earth variants favored by the universe. They are existences similar to fiend emperors of the world of warlocks. With arrogance in his eyes, the holy son of frost glanced at Yang Feng and said flatly, "Yang Feng, be my servant and serve me. That is your honor. Otherwise, from today onwards, your skull will become a specimen in my collection room." Yang Feng uttered with a smile, "Holy son of frost, you don't have that kind of strength. It's not too late for you to run away now. If you stay here, I'm afraid that you will be made into a specimen." The son of God of frost is a peerless genius of the frost gods, one of the Gamana universe's three major divine races. He is a freak among freaks who have gone through countless fights, obtained countless fortuitous encounters, and finally stood out from the land ruled by the frost gods. As strong as Yang Feng is, he doesn't have much confidence in killing the fleeing divine son of frosts. "Very good, you have successfully angered me. Despicable thing, turn into an ice sculpture." The face of the frost son sank, and he spread the fingers of a hand, and a cold trident suddenly appeared and pointed at Yang Feng. Frost danced around the son of frost, and countless runes appeared. In an instant, the surrounding temperature dropped by 10,000 degrees. A snowy world filled with snowmen, snow wolves, snow bears, snow dragons, and snow spirits suddenly appeared, as if it wanted to replace the real world. Countless snow race extraordinary life forms attacked Yang Feng and the ruler series battle robots around him. In that strange world of snow, the Paragon series of robots suffered from the corrosive power of ice. The processing speed of their main control core dropped, and their performance plummeted. They were covered in layers of ice, as though they were carrying a mountain of ice on their backs. They couldn't move an inch. Although the snow race extraordinary life forms in the world of snow look very cute, but they are extremely fierce and powerful. Fighting the Ruler Series battle robots, they aren't at a disadvantage. Forcibly freezing and blasting apart the Ruler Series battle robots. In the strange world of snow, the whole world rejected Yang Feng, and the endless force of ice poured into Yang Feng's body from incredible angles. In an instant, Yang Feng was frozen and turned into a weird ice sculpture. A dignified expression on his face, the Son of Frost silently recited an incantation and pointed at Yang Feng, and a mysterious rune slowly appeared on the ice sculpture. Eternal Grand Freeze was the peerless spell that the Son of God of Frost was casting. Once the 9 runes of Eternal Frost appear on the ice sculpture, even a quasi-Empyrean step powerhouse will be sealed and fall into an eternal slumber in the prison of ice. Boom! The first rune has just appeared, when a resplendent star erupted from the ice sculpture and smashed it with a blow. When Yang Feng walked out of the ice sculpture, he was covered in a layer of frost, and his face was slightly pale from the cold. Wisps of ice chi circulated inside him, trying to form runes. With a dignified look in his eyes, Yang Feng stared at the distant Son of Frost with a scorching shade in his eyes. Amazing, so this is the Son of Frost. He's really amazing. I'm afraid that his strength isn't inferior to that of the Dawn Lord of the same rank. He's definitely an enemy that can't be underestimated. To have 3 such enemies, the Gamana universe is really scary. There was a flash of surprise in the eyes of the Son of Frost, and all his arrogance faded and was replaced with scorching fighting spirit. This Yang Feng is really strong. To be able to break free from my eternal frost, he's indeed a human powerhouse. In the world of warlocks, he's the human powerhouse most likely to promote to the perfect grade for you. The Son of Frost is a peerless genius among the trillions of geniuses of the Frost gods. He has also experienced countless trials and fights. Although he is arrogant, but he has the capital to be arrogant. However, when he encounters an enemy of the same rank, he will never underestimate the other party. Yang Feng, surrender. Since you entered my world of ice and snow, you were destined to lose here. I once had 5 formidable enemies, each of whom had the potential to advance to the perfect grade. However, after they entered my world of ice and snow, they became my specimens and collectibles. You are very strong, similar to my 5 formidable enemies in the past. However, entering my world of ice means that you have lost. Failure is your predestined fate. If you don't want to become my specimen, then submit to me. I will bestow you with glory and power. Even if the world of warlocks is destroyed, you can still be pardoned and become an aristocrat of our universe. The Son of Frost uttered flatly, "You want to shake my mind? It's no use, Son of Frost. Watch how I break your world of ice." Yang Feng smiled proudly. Spatial fluctuations emerged from him, and a swarm of Devour rulers suddenly appeared in the void. As soon as the Devour rulers appeared, they frantically devoured the power of the world of ice like locusts. The Devour rulers devoured a steady stream of power of ice and snow and turned it into their power. Yang Feng pressed a magic cube in his hand, and the magic cube shone brightly, and the black ruler armor suddenly appeared. With the black halberd in hand, Yang Feng treaded on a river of time, accelerated time by 3 times, and flew towards the Son of Frost. A dense swarm of snow freaks attacked Yang Feng, snow filled the sky, and cold air permeated the surroundings. Spatial ripples flickered, and one blade ruler after another suddenly flew out of Yang Feng and fought with the snow race freaks. With a flash of ridicule in his eyes, the Son of Frost silently recited an incantation and pointed at Yang Feng with the ice trident in his hand. Countless dazzling blue runes appeared, and the power of the entire world of ice and snow was extracted and condensed above the ice tridents. In the next moment, the ice trident strangely stabbed towards the empty void behind it, and in an instant, it stabbed a black halberd. When the boundless ice force collided with the halberd containing the essence of power, the 2 forces cancelled each other out and annihilated each other. The Son of Frost was blasted hundreds of kilometers away. Yang Feng's body was enveloped in a layer of frost, and the bone-chilling cold air formed countless runes that, as if they have a life of their own, drilled into Yang Feng's body. A devour black hole suddenly appeared, rolled towards Yang Feng, and devoured the runes formed from ice force. Stepping on a river of time, Yang Feng took a step forward, crossed a spatial portal, appeared in front of the Son of Frost, and stabbed with his halberd. Without hesitation, the Son of Frost brandished his halberd and attacked Yang Feng. Boom! Boom! The world shook violently, as if the world is being torn apart and collapsing. The battle between the two powerhouses is far stronger than that of ordinary Supreme Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses. Even a battle between Warlock monarchs isn't this terrifying. Whether it is the Son of Frost or Yang Feng, they seem to have exerted their Infinity Warlock rank power to the limit. Every time they exchanged blows, more and more wounds would appear on their bodies. Boom! Most of the energy in the world of ice and snow was devoured by Yang Feng's devourers, and the world collapsed. The relationship between the world of ice and the Son of Frost is very close. At the moment when the world of ice and snow collapsed, the Son of Frost stagnated for a moment, his face turned pale, and a trace of blood flowed out of the corners of his mouth. Lose for me. Yang Feng's halberd tore through the void and stabbed the Frost God Son of God. A star suddenly exploded and sent the Frost God Son of God flying, and a copious amount of blood spilled on the ground. When the blood fell on the ground, it was devoured and eroded by the malice and curses covering the battlefield, and turned into a collection of curses. Yang Feng, you've angered me. Let me show you my true power. With a flash of anger in his eyes, the Son of Frost spread the fingers of a hand, and 36 blue beads suddenly flew out, exuding wisps of immortal Empyrean might. Chapter 1066. Mysterious runes appeared all over the Son of God's body and fused with the 36 beads. The 36 beads radiated blue light and flickered, and countless blue runes shone and formed a blue armor. An indifferent look in his eyes, the Frost Son pointed at Yang Feng. Activating the essence of water, pure water celestial bodies suddenly appeared and, according to a mysterious law, sealed Yang Feng's space to dodge and crush towards him. A dignified shade flashed in Yang Feng's eyes, and the ruler armor radiated light and extracted the power of the holy grade crystal cores frantically, and a devour black hole suddenly appeared. The devouring black hole was dark and deep, as if it could devour everything. Even time and space could not escape the fate of being devoured by it, and it directly crushed towards the pure water stars. The pure water celestial bodies were completely devoured by the devour black hole. In an instant, strange mist rose from the devour black hole, and then it was eroded and collapsed in the next moment. The celestial bodies turned into deathly still water that can turn a world into deathly stillness and swept towards Yang Feng. Yang Feng's face flickered. Shit, the true path of the Frost Son is the essence of water. In a universe, any powerhouse above the Warlock Emperor rank has a different path. In the Gamana universe, the Eternal Frost has already occupied the essence of ice. Unless the Eternal Frost is killed, no one can promote to a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse with the essence of ice. The Frost God's Son is a genius among geniuses of the Frost Gods. In addition to cultivating a secret method created by the Eternal Frost, he has also opened up a path that allows him to control the essence of water. With the essence of water, he wants to promote to a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse. The essence of water is the most formidable power of the Frost Son. Ice and water fusion. World of ice, world of corrosion. A cold ray surged in the eyes of the Frost Son, and he operated the eternal imperishable body, and countless mysterious runes appeared on his body. The essence of ice and the essence of water fused with each other, and the deathly still water, which could erode everything, contained traces of terrifying freezing chi. The fusion of the two essences can easily freeze a Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse to death. A dignified look in his eyes, Yang Feng operated the eternal imperishable body, countless mysterious runes appeared on his body, a river of time suddenly emerged, a huge star suspended in the air, a spatial portal containing endless mysteries, and a black hole nurturing inside the portal crushed towards the deathly still waters. The deathly still demon water froze the river of time, corroded the spatial door, and drowned the huge star. Finally, it was locked in a stalemate with the devouring black hole. Rumble. Rumble. The two extremely powerful phenomenons clashed against each other, causing the void to crack apart. Countless malice and curses burst out from the void. The chains formed by the malice and curses flew around, but they couldn't find their target. Whether it is Yang Feng or the Divine Son of Frost, they both control their power to the limit of Infinity Warlock rank. Although they are fighting with Holy Spirit Warlock rank battle consciousness, but in terms of power, they are still at the limit of Infinity Warlock rank. Moreover, they have concealed their soul fluctuations with secret methods, so that they only emit Infinity Warlock rank fluctuations. Boom. After the 136th exchange, Yang Feng's right arm was directly blasted away, and as if maggots in the bones, terrifying cold chi eroded his body from all directions. The right leg of the Divine Son of Frost was blasted to pieces, and countless runes formed small devouring black holes that devoured his flesh and blood. Both of their auras immediately weakened. Both of them were injured, and neither of them was able to gain the upper hand. Yang Feng opened his mouth and coughed. A lump of ice came out of his lungs and at once turned into a snow arrow, stabbing towards his head. With a flick of his finger, Yang Feng shattered the chunk of ice and stared at the Divine Son of Frost with a dignified look in his eyes. Amazing as expected of one of the Gamana universe's peerless geniuses. You may even be stronger than the Dawn Lord. The Divine Son of Frost is proficient in the essence of ice and the essence of water. At the same time, he has even mastered the peerless secret method Eternal Imperishable Body. In addition, who knows how many powerful offensive spells he has mastered. Even if Yang Feng goes all out, he can only fight him to a draw in the Supreme Infinity Warlock realm. Of course, this is also related to the fact that Empyrean-grade secret treasures cannot be used in the Blood Moon battlefield. If it was outside the Blood Moon battlefield, Yang Feng could use the two Empyrean-grade secret treasures, the Bead of Time and the Green Sun Halberd, to seriously injure or even kill the Divine Son of Frost. The Divine Son of Frost uttered full of confidence and pride, "The Dawn Lord? The 8th Warlock Emperor of your human warlocks? The one known as the weakest human warlock emperor? It is a matter of course that I am stronger than him. I am the protagonist of this era. I am the mighty existence who can reach the pinnacle of this era and advance to the eternal warlock realm. How can a mere Dawn Lord, the weakest human warlock emperor, be mentioned in the same breath as me?" Yang Feng uttered frigidly with a cold look in his eyes. Unfortunately, there is only one protagonist in each era. Therefore, the Divine Son of Frost, you can only die. The 1,000 dazzling rulers hiding nearby resonated, and their primary artillery shone brightly and turned into a brilliant torrent of light barreling towards the Divine Son of Frost. Despicable! Fight me fairly if you have the ability. The complexion of the Divine Son of Frost changed dramatically, and he silently recited an incantation. Suddenly, mysterious runes appeared, and the deathly water formed a barrier around him. When the dazzling rulers struck the barrier formed by the deathly water with all their might, the barrier shattered in an instant. Stepping on a river of time, Yang Feng's true body accelerated fivefold, appeared in front of the Divine Son of Frost, and pierced his halberd through his defenses and into his body. The Divine Son of Frost suddenly exploded and turned into deathly water containing the essence of ice and water that swept towards Yang Feng. A devour black hole suddenly appeared, blocked in front of Yang Feng, and devoured the silent magic water completely. Yang Feng, I will remember what happened today. Next time, I will definitely take your life. With a flash of blue light, the Divine Son of Frost turned into a stream of light and disappeared into the distance in an instant. As the sole Divine Son of the Frost Gods, the Divine Son of the Frost Gods not only possesses amazing battle prowess, but also very keen intuition. Once he realized that he couldn't defeat Yang Feng, he chose to flee. The Divine Son of Frost has a promising future and has the potential to promote to a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse. Such a peerless genius naturally isn't willing to fight with Yang Feng on the Blood Moon battlefield. Rays of light flashed as the experts of the Frost God clan used their secret techniques to escape from this place. The Gamana universe's elites, who were defeated by Yang Feng's Mechanical Legion, fled in all directions. So this is the frozen star. Yang Feng turned to look at the huge ice pillar and saw that in the center of the 1,000-kilometer-tall ice pillar, there is a fist-sized star engraved with countless mysterious runes suspended. The star engraved with countless mysterious runes was the frozen star, a condensation of the origin of ice in the universe. It was a treasure that even an eternal would covet. With a wave of Yang Feng's hand, a swarm of devourers pounced on the ice pillar. Under the frenzied devouring of the devourers, the ice pillar disappeared at a speed visible to the naked eye. Yang Feng silently recited an incantation, operated the law of ice, and pointed with a finger, and runes formed from the law of ice entered the ice pillar. As a Holy Spirit warlock, Yang Feng is proficient in countless laws and has no shortcomings. This is a basic characteristic of human Holy Spirit warlocks. For Holy Spirit warlocks, they only need to spend a year or two to easily master a law. However, it takes a lot of time and energy to upgrade a law to the level of essence. When the frozen star absorbed the law of ice, the runes formed from the law of ice released light, absorbed the huge ice pillar, and turned it into a blue ray that flew into Yang Feng's hand. Yang Feng casually sealed the frozen star into a top-notch spatial treasure. Ruler Series battle robots flew over and handed over the spoils of war to Yang Feng. There are no valuable spoils. Yang Feng glanced at the spoils of war, and regret flashed in his eyes. Most of the treasures on the Gamana universe's Infinity Warlocks are treasures that are of great use to Infinity Warlocks. However, for a Holy Spirit Warlock like Yang Feng, they are not of much use. Yang Feng took a deep look in the direction of the news, and his eyes shimmered with a dignified shade. Divine Sun Bona, the Winged Goddess, and the Frost Sun, these three are indeed peerless geniuses of the Gamana universe. They are really tyrannical. In order to surpass them by far, I must continue to make progress. Divine Sun Bona, the Winged Goddess, and the Frost Sun are all peerless geniuses of the Gamana universe. Originally, any one of them could sweep through an era and become the protagonist of an era. With the two universes devouring each other, not only have heaven-defying powerhouses like the Fiend Emperor and Yang Feng appeared in the world of warlocks. The Gamana universe, which is half a universe energy level higher than that of the world of warlocks, has also given birth to heaven-defying powerhouses like Divine Sun Bona, the Winged Goddess, and the Frost Sun. In addition, after Yang Feng became Grand Prince Lan Yao, he also learned from the Blasteel race's secret information that many ancient powerhouses who have fallen asleep in the Gamana universe have begun to awaken and want to take advantage of the universe devouring to advance to eternal sovereigns. Chapter 1067. A thick fog covered an area of more than 100,000 kilometers in radius, making it impossible to spy on what is happening here. A large amount of dust sputtered from the edge of the thick fog and swept in all directions. After a speck of dust flew for tens of thousands of kilometers, it twisted and turned into a red rhombus race elite of the Gamana universe. There should be no problem now. Yang Feng, who is shrouded in rune blades formed from the fate algorithm, cut off the threads of fate entangling him. It is virtually impossible for anyone to find Yang Feng through spells. With a flick of his wrist, the Shido civilization's bead suddenly appeared, shone brightly, and guided him to a corner of the Blood Moon battlefield. A few days later, a crimson sea formed from curses and malice appeared in front of Yang Feng. In the center of the crimson sea formed from curses and malice, there is a celestial body exuding an ancient and mysterious aura suspended in the air. A huge mechanical fortress 100,000 kilometers long with no end in sight is suspended above the ancient celestial body, as if it is a companion celestial body of the ancient celestial body. The huge mechanical fortress is embedded with the heads of various tyrannical extraordinary life forms, among which there are even 9 heads exuding quasi-empyrean rank fluctuations of power. In the center of the mechanical fortress was a 100,000-meter tall giant that seemed to be able to support both heaven and earth. The giant's eyes are lifeless, but there are countless mysterious and powerful runes on its body, and an immortal empyrean might soared into the sky, as if it wants to break the Blood Moon battlefield. Yang Feng looked at the huge mechanical fortress with enigmatic light in his eyes. This is the Shido civilization's ultimate weapon, Godbone's Fortress, a weapon that once severely injured an Eternal. In its heyday, it even had the corpse of an Eternal embedded in it. Unfortunately, the proud Shido civilization was destroyed in the end. According to the data, the universe energy level of the Gamana universe and the universe where the Shido civilization is located isn't much different. The Shido civilization also has an eternal guardian. But at the time, the supreme geniuses of the Gamana universe were all focused on improving themselves. After conquering many civilizations, the Shido civilization, believing itself to be extremely powerful, became arrogant, corrupted, killed each other, and suppressed geniuses. In the end, the two universes of the same energy level devoured each other, and the Shido civilization suffered a crushing defeat. The Shurdona civilization used the Divine Bones Fortress, the ultimate weapon they are proud of, to inflict heavy damage to the Divine Eyes Eternal, but it was still destroyed by the Gamana universe's powerhouses. After the final battle, the Divine Remains Fortress tore through the void and disappeared. Even the three Eternal Ones could not find a trace of it. Yang Feng flew to a distance of 10,000 meters from the God Remains Fortress. On the periphery of the God Bones Fortress, a flower with the face of a beautiful woman opened her eyes and stared coldly at Yang Feng with frigid killing intent in her beautiful eyes. As expected of a peerless treasure that once heavily injured an Eternal, Yang Feng immediately stopped and didn't continue to approach the Divine Bones Fortress. The flower with the face of a beautiful woman exudes immortal might. It is a Holy Spirit Warlock rank extraordinary plant. If the extraordinary plant uses its power to suppress Yang Feng at this time, he will not be able to resist it. Yang Feng retreated step by step, and strange ripples revolved around him. In a breath of time, he disappeared and quietly hid in place. That's the Divine Bones Fortress. A pleasantly surprised voice came from afar, and a powerhouse of the Gamana universe flew over from afar and turned into a stream of light flying towards the Divine Bones Fortress. In an instant, the Gamana universe's powerhouse entered within 10,000 meters of the Divine Bones Fortress. His body emitted black smoke inch by inch, his flesh and bones collapsed inch by inch, and finally turned into black smoke that entered the Divine Bones Fortress. The light in one eye of a freak with 9 eyes extinguished slightly, and a smile of ridicule appeared on its face. After a few breaths of time, another Gamana universe's Infinity Warlock rank was attracted, flew into the Divine Bones Fortress, turned into black smoke, and was devoured by the Divine Bones Fortress. Yang Feng stood in place and watched quietly as the Gamana universe's elites flew towards the Divine Bones Fortress like moths flying into a flame, and were devoured by the Divine Bones Fortress. Let's give it a try. Yang Feng pondered for a while, and then willed. The erosion rulers turned into dense fog and flew towards the Divine Bones Fortress. As soon as the 10 erosion rulers entered the range of the Divine Bones Fortress, inside the fortress, a strange head that looks like a dragon and a snake opened its maw and inhaled. A black hole suddenly appeared, enveloped the 20+ erosion rulers, and sucked them into its maw. With a slight twist, the 20+ erosion rulers were crushed and swallowed. Yang Feng sighed slightly. Sure enough, it won't work. The erosion rulers can only deal with existences that I have suppressed. I'm afraid that the Divine Bones Fortress has its own will. Some top treasures generally have artifact spirits, which are similar to artificial intelligence. Even without a master controlling them, they can still exert terrifying power. In its heyday, the Divine Bones Fortress was an eternal-grade secret treasure of war. Even though it was severely damaged by the Divine Eyes Eternal, it still possessed fearsome power and wasn't easy to erode. Yang Feng mused, there may be other opportunities on the Blood Moon battlefield. However, the most suitable for me is the technology of the Shitona civilization. I can give up other opportunities, but I can't give up the technology of the Shitona civilization. Black light flashed, and a being enshrouded in layers of black chi flew over from afar. The being shrouded in black gas landed near the God Remains Fortress and said in a loud voice, "The last descendant of the Shido civilization, Navpalena, has come in the hope of entering the last holy land of the Shido civilization to receive an inheritance. Great Divine Bones Fortress, I ask you to open a path and let me go to the last holy land of the Shitona civilization. Among the heads of the 9 pseudo-emperor level experts in the Divine Remains Fortress, a mirror-like extraordinary life form head flashed, and a green beam of light shot toward the expert surrounded by the black aura. Illuminated by the green ray, the black gas enveloping the powerhouse collapsed and revealed a gorgeous woman with long black hair, a sexy figure, and an extraordinary temperament. Strands of blood mist condensed into strange runes that appeared on the beautiful woman's body. It was a very strange sight. The mirror-like extraordinary life form head sneered and said, "A descendant of the Shitona civilization? A trifling hybrid wants to compete for the last inheritance of the Shitona civilization? How presumptuous! Leave and I won't kill you." Navpalena knelt on the ground and implored to the Divine Bones Fortress, "Sir Divine Bones Fortress, in the outside world, the descendants of the Shitona civilization are persecuted by the beasts of the Gamana universe. Every day, people are killed or reduced to playthings, struggling in the dark hell. My people did everything they could to send me here. Please be merciful, leave this place, and become the patron saint of our people. I beg you." The life and death of the descendants of the Shitona civilization have nothing to do with me. The only person I am loyal to is my former master, Sir Eternal Bones. After Lord Eternal Skeleton's death, I've become a free man and will not be bound by anyone. The reason why I stayed here was to fulfill Sir Eternal Bones' last wish, to leave a spark for the Gamana universe to be buried. Navpalena, I am only willing to follow the strong. Even if all the descendants of the Shitona civilization die in front of me, you won't get my protection. Only if you can pass the trial and prove that you are qualified to be my master. Otherwise, no matter how much you beg, it will be useless." The Divine Remains Fortress looked down at Nibbana coldly and said in a callous tone. Navpalena's beautiful eyes shimmered with determination, and she said loudly, "Sir Divine Bones Fortress, I am willing to participate in the trial. Please let me participate in the trial and become your master." Divine Remains Fortress coldly cut off Navpalena's last shred of hope. "You are not qualified. First, your soul aptitude is only superior level 7, which does not meet the minimum requirement of inferior level 9. Second, you have practiced cultivation for 8,000 years, yet you only possess Starfield step power. Your cultivation aptitude is too poor. You don't even meet the qualifications to participate in the trial. I don't want to follow a good-for-nothing. Then, may I ask if I am qualified to participate in your trial?" Accompanied by a bell-like voice, the peerlessly beautiful winged goddess walked out of the void with a sweet smile on her face, arriving in front of the Divine Remains Fortress. Navpalena is a stunning beauty with almost no shortcomings. But compared with the winged goddess, she is reduced to a green leaf that serves as a foil to a red flower. The Divine Bones Fortress said coldly, "You are a member of the Gamana universe's winged gods. According to my agreement with Sir Eternal Bones, the inheritance of the Shitona civilization cannot be handed over to the people of the Gamana universe." The winged goddess said indifferently, "What I want to ask is, am I qualified to participate in the trial to become your master?" The Divine Bones Fortress replied, "Your soul aptitude is intermediate level 9, and you advanced to the imperishable rank in 3,000 years. Your cultivation aptitude is not much inferior to that of my former master, the Eternal Bones. You are qualified to participate in the trial to become my master." Chapter 1068. Then do I have the qualifications to participate in the trial to become your master? Ripples shone in the void, and a handsome man with fluttering purple hair, exuding a domineering aura, walked out of the void and arrived in front of God Remains Fortress. The Divine Remains Fortress said, "His soul aptitude is at the 9th level, and he became an imperishable realm expert in 5,000 years. You are also qualified to participate in the trial to become my master." A cold light flashed in the eyes of the Flying Wings goddess. She said coldly, "Demon King Ziyao, do you want to compete with me for the Divine Remains Fortress?" Navpalena sucked in a breath of cold air and stared at the purple-haired man. Her body trembled and fear flashed through her eyes. Demon Emperor Ziyao, the one who killed an imperishable rank expert when she was only a half step into the imperishable realm. Demon Emperor Ziyao is a variant of Heaven and Earth born from the Gamana universe's dark side force. He is one of the most powerful variants of Heaven and Earth in the Gamana universe. He was also a monster-level expert on the same level as the Winged Goddess. Demon King Ziyao's eyes fell on the Flying Winged Goddess as he smiled. Flying Winged Goddess, I can give you all the other treasures. However, the Divine Remains Fortress was different. When it's intact, it's a genuine eternal treasure. An eternal treasure was even rarer than an Emperor-grade secret treasure. Many civilizations did not even have a treasure of this level. The most advanced technology of the Shi clan back then was only an Emperor-grade secret treasure, which was a whole level lower than an eternal treasure. Divine Remains Fortress, I should be more qualified to be your master than the two of them, because I am not from the Gamana universe. Ripples flickered, and Yang Feng walked out of the void, revealed his true appearance, and stared at the Godbones fortress with a scorching look in his eyes. The pupils of the Winged Goddess constricted slightly, and she uttered solemnly, Yang Feng, you are the battle demon sex Yang Feng. The eyes of the demon Emperor Ziyao shimmered coldly, and killing intent surged, and he uttered frigidly, the battle demon sex Yang Feng who defeated the reincarnation of the Dawn Lord? You really have the guts to sneak into our universe and fight for the opportunity that belongs to us. A copious amount of purple light shone and formed a purple lightning demonic dragon, which barreled towards Yang Feng with fearsome killing intent. A devouring sun suddenly appeared and swallowed the purple lightning devil dragon. The purple lightning demonic dragon struggled inside the devour sun, yet it couldn't break free from the devour black hole. After a dozen-plus breaths of time, the purple lightning demonic dragon was completely devoured, and all of its power was absorbed by Yang Feng. Demon Emperor Ziyao said coldly, but he didn't continue his attack. You do have some skills. The Divine Remains Fortress had locked onto Demon Emperor Ziyao. Once she made any strange movements, what awaited her would be a thunderous strike from the Divine Remains Fortress. That's right, you are not from the Gamana universe. Compared to the two of them, he is more qualified to be my master. However, my master must be the strongest existence, invincible among his peers. The three of you can come in and accept the trial. Only the strongest person can become my new master. The 4 eyes of the severed head of an extraordinary life form with 36 eyes flickered slightly and shrouded Yang Feng's group of 4. Yang Feng's group of 4 was drawn into the Divine Remains Fortress by the flickering light. In a vast and empty world, a young man in white appeared in front of Yang Feng. A voice sounded in the vast and empty world. This is the Shido civilization's heaven-devouring great emperor, proficient in the essence of devour. Defeat him and you will pass the first test. Die, ant. The projection of the heaven-devouring great emperor glanced coldly at Yang Feng and spread the fingers of a hand, and a huge black hole containing endless mysteries suddenly appeared and crushed towards Yang Feng. Interesting, let me see what you've got. A cold ray streaked past Yang Feng's eyes, and he spread the fingers of a hand, and a huge black hole appeared and intertwined with the heaven-devouring great emperor's black hole. The two black holes entangled and devoured each other. The black hole controlled by Yang Feng collapsed inch by inch, eroded by the heaven-devouring great emperor's black hole. So that's how it is. I have grasped the 4 essences of time, space, power, and devour. I'm too distracted. In terms of the essence of devour, I'm inferior to the heaven-devouring great emperor. Along with the collapse of the black hole, Yang Feng gained a trace of enlightenment. With his great holy step computing power, he deduced his essence of devour. Many of the top powerhouses only mastered 1 or 2 types of profound meanings because they needed to spend a lot of time and energy to improve their mastery of profound meanings to the extreme. Among gods, many low-level gods have multiple divine authorities and grasp different divine authorities, achieving a dramatic increase in their fighting strength and becoming invincible in the same rank. However, top gods will strip away their non-core divine authorities and leave behind the core divine authority and divine authority. This way, it will be easier for them to climb to the tops. Yang Feng has grasped 4 essences. If he wants to, he can grasp more essences. However, in that case, it will be difficult for him to master the 4 essences. If the essences of time, space, power, and devour are cultivated to the extreme, they will be supreme essences. Yang Feng, who comprehended the 4 essences at the same time, naturally fell short of the heaven-devouring great emperor who focused on comprehending the essence of devour. Boom! As the 2 black holes intertwined, Yang Feng's black hole finally collapsed. At the moment when the black hole collapsed, a river of time suddenly emerged, and the flow of time around Yang Feng increased 5-fold. Another black hole emerged and clashed with the heaven-devouring great emperor's black hole. With his great holy step computing power, Yang Feng can learn countless mysteries of the essence of devour from the heaven-devouring great emperor's attacks at all times. This is equivalent to having a teacher proficient in the essence of devour. In the wall of reflection, Yang Feng had surpassed him. The fierce battle with the heaven-devouring great emperor allowed him to see a way forward in the essence of devour. A few days later, the 2 black holes were locked in a stalemate in the void, with neither side able to overwhelm the other. Thank you for letting me take a step further. The corners of Yang Feng's mouth rose, a river of time emerged around him, and his speed suddenly increased 5-fold, and he walked towards the heaven-devouring great emperor. In an instant, Yang Feng appeared in front of the heaven-devouring great emperor, and his hands turned into stars barreling towards the other party. The heaven-devouring great emperor is equally ferocious. Faintly discernible black holes appear all over him, and he unleashed the essence of devour to the limit. The black holes devoured Yang Feng's power. After the 2 sides fought fiercely for 8,000 moves, Yang Feng punched the heaven-devouring great emperor in the heart and smashed the other party to pieces. Being proficient in 4 essences and the eternal imperishable body, Yang Feng was originally a notch stronger than the heaven-devouring great emperor in the same realm. Now that his essence of devour has advanced further, he has the strength to crush the heaven-devouring great emperor. At the moment when the heaven-devouring great emperor collapsed, a copious amount of light was absorbed by Yang Feng. The knowledge containing the heaven-devouring great emperor's understanding of the essence of devour was also absorbed by Yang Feng. Yang Feng's eyes shimmered with resplendent light, and he revealed a smile. The harvest this time is really huge. Just absorbing the heaven-devouring great emperor's knowledge of the essence of devour made this trip worthwhile. After Yang Feng advanced to a Holy Spirit warlock, there are fewer and fewer treasures in the world of warlocks that can enhance his combat power and cultivation base. This is the case for top powerhouses. It is very difficult for them to advance further. For Yang Feng to be able to absorb the heaven-devouring great emperor's knowledge of the essence of devour is indeed a huge opportunity. Napolina, who is hiding in the sky, watched Yang Feng kill the heaven-devouring great emperor with incredulity in her beautiful eyes. That person actually killed the heaven-devouring great emperor. In this way, isn't he stronger than the heaven-devouring great emperor when he was young? How could there be such a person? The heaven-devouring great emperor was one of the most powerful warlock emperor rank powerhouses of the Shido civilization. He dominated an era and was invincible. Even when the Eternal Bones was young, he was just a subject of the heaven-devouring great emperor. During a great tribulation, the heaven-devouring great emperor was seriously injured and died. The Eternal Bones took this opportunity to rise. By chance, he became an eternal sovereign, and finally surpassed the heaven-devouring great emperor. The Eternal Bones admitted that when he was in the Warlock Emperor realm, he was not the opponent of the heaven-devouring great emperor. But now Yang Feng killed the heaven-devouring great emperor. Even if it was just a supreme infinity warlock rank powerhouse, it is already heaven-defying. It must be noted that when the sky-devouring great emperor rose to power in the Sherdona civilization, he defeated all the experts of the same level and killed all the peerless geniuses of the same generation. Even the Eternal Skeleton was defeated by the sky-devouring great emperor when he was young and was subdued by the sky-devouring great emperor, becoming his subject. With flashes of light, Yang Feng was teleported to an empty space. In the space, there are 2 people standing quietly. They are the Flying Wing Goddess and the Demon Monarch Ziyao. The demon monarch Ziyao glanced at Yang Feng and said with a cold smile, "Yang Feng is really a piece of trash. He made us wait for 2 days. Too slow." Yang Feng's heart shook. They came out 2 days in advance? Sure enough, they're extraordinary. No wonder they're peerless geniuses of this universe. The heaven-devouring great emperor was a peerless overlord. Even when fighting him at the same rank, Yang Feng had to use 4 essences at the same time to kill him after the essence of Devour advanced to the next level. The flying wing goddess uttered coldly, "Let the next trial begin. If you want to be my master, then you have to be the strongest. In the next trial, the 3 of you will fight to the death, and the last one will be my master. First, the demon monarch Ziyao and Yang Feng will fight. Along with flashes of light, an arena constructed from the bones of countless powerhouses suddenly appeared and pulled the demon monarch Ziyao and Yang Feng inside. Chapter 1069. Demon monarch Ziyao sneered, "Yang Feng, you are the most outstanding genius of this era among human warlocks. You're destined to become my stepping stone, the food for my evolution. You talk too much nonsense." Yang Feng pressed the ruler magic cube in his hand, and the cube flashed, and a black ruler armor covered his whole body at once. A river of time suddenly appeared around Yang Feng. Stepping on the river of time, Yang Feng stabbed with the halberd in his hand, tore through the sky, and, as if piercing through time and space, stabbed towards demon monarch Ziyao. A purple bead flew out of demon monarch Ziyao's chest, and countless runes appeared and turned into a purple armor that covered him. The eyes of the demon emperor Ziyao flickered fiercely, then he flickered with lightning and turned into a purple bolt of lightning soaring into the sky, and countless bolts of lightning formed a terrifying world barreling towards Yang Feng. Boom! Boom! In the skeleton coliseum, the terrifying sounds of explosions rang out incessantly. In just a breath of time, the 2 sides have exchanged more than 10,000 blows, and the fluctuations of power nearly tore the void apart. The bone arena radiated resplendent light, and countless runes appeared to resist the exchange of blows between the 2 powerhouses. Standing in an open space and watching the fight between Yang Feng and the demon monarch Ziyao, Napolina's heart filled with shock. This is a Starfield step battle? Even StarCraft overlords might not be a match for them. These guys are really freaks. Napolina is a supreme Infinity Warlock rank powerhouse. But facing freaks like Yang Feng and demon monarch Ziyao, she will be insta-killed. Boom! A star shattered, and a fearsome force sent demon monarch Ziyao flying hundreds of kilometers away in an instant. After sending demon monarch Ziyao flying with a strike, Yang Feng said flatly, "Demon monarch Ziyao, is that all you've got? This can't even be considered a warm-up. I only used 50% of my strength to fight you. Don't be too proud, Ant." With a fierce gleam in his eyes, Ziyao released dazzling purple lightning from his body, and countless lightning runes flew out and formed a lightning horn on his head and a pair of lightning wings on his back. The ants. The eyes of the demon emperor Ziyao flickered fiercely, and he turned into a purple lightning star containing the power of destruction, purifying, and eroding everything and barreling towards Yang Feng. Devil King Ziyao had pushed the Purple Thunder Demon Upanishad to the limit. Above the Purple Thunder Demon Upanishad, it was unparalleled in the world. Although the Purple Lightning Star is propelled by the Demon Emperor Ziyao with his supreme Infinity Warlock rank cultivation base, but even some restrained quasi-holy step powerhouses will be seriously injured or even turned into ashes when hit by the Purple Star. Interesting. Excitement flashed in Yang Feng's eyes, and he operated the eternal imperishable body. A river of time, a spatial portal, and a star hovering between real and illusory, shrouded in a black hole barreled towards the purple lightning star in the sky. Boom! The purple thunder star was only in a stalemate for a moment before it instantly shattered into pieces and exploded. The incomparably terrifying thunder light was directly swallowed by the devouring black hole. That incomparably dreadful black hole swallowed Ziyao in an instant. Countless mysterious runes gushed out from the devouring black hole. Seizing the opportunity when Devil Emperor Ziyao was distracted, they entered his body and sealed him for a moment. At this moment, a tremendous amount of life force gushed out of the demon Emperor Ziyao and was absorbed by the black hole. Curses, let's die together. The countenance of the demon Emperor Ziyao suddenly changed dramatically. Realizing his situation, his eyes shimmered with a resolute shade, and the seals inside him opened one by one, and Holy Spirit Warlock rank might slowly recovered. The black hole trembled slightly and is about to collapse. Although Yang Feng has absorbed the knowledge of the heaven-devouring Great Emperor and advanced further in the essence of Devour. But an Infinity Warlock rank black hole cannot suppress a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse. In my arena, there must be a fair fight. The frigid voice of God Remains Fortress came from the arena, and a pitch-black rune emerged from the earth and pierced into the demon Emperor Ziyao. The demon Emperor's immortal might was interrupted, and his strength dropped to the supreme Infinity Warlock realm. The demon Emperor Ziyao let out a heart-wrenching roar filled with unwillingness. No. I refuse to accept this. I am a darling of the Gamana universe, a son of the dark side. How can I die in this place? I refuse to accept this. I refuse to accept this. After a breath of time, the demon Emperor Ziyao was sucked dry by the black hole and turned into a corpse. After all, the demon Emperor Ziyao is a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse. Even though he has been sucked dry, but there is still a steady stream of power pouring into Yang Feng. Runes flashed in Yang Feng's eyes, and the evolved essence of Devour extracted the essence of the demon Emperor Ziyao's purple demonic lightning and formed a purple crystal of the essence of the purple demonic lightning. After 10 days and 10 nights, Demon King Ziyao was completely refined and turned into ashes, disappearing without a trace. That is because Yang Feng can only use Supreme Infinity Warlock rank power to devour the power and essence of the demon Emperor Ziyao. If he could use Holy Spirit Warlock rank power, it wouldn't have taken so long. Yang Feng scanned the purple crystal in his hand, and a thought occurred to him. Should I absorb this essence of the purple demonic lightning? In the hands of the demon Emperor Ziyao, the essence of the purple demonic lightning is extremely powerful. If Yang Feng hadn't undergone a great transformation not long ago, it wouldn't have been so easy to defeat the demon Emperor Ziyao. Yang Feng's heart stirred, and then he cut off this thought. Forget it. After I advance to a Warlock Emperor, I'll study other essences. What I should do now is to push the essences I grasp to the limit. The 4 essences Yang Feng grasped were broad and profound, and their profundities were useless. Since he hasn't pushed the 4 essences to the limit, mastering more essences isn't conducive to the advancement of his essences. Next, Yang Feng versus the Winged Goddess. With a flash of light, the Winged Goddess enveloped the Winged Goddess. With a flash of light, the Winged Goddess appeared in front of Yang Feng. The Winged Goddess smiled sweetly. Yang Feng, your universe doesn't even have an eternal sovereign. You are destined to become resources for the evolution of our universe. As long as you pledge allegiance to the Winged Goddess, we can give you endless glory, splendor, and wealth. Among the Gamana universe's 18 sacred races, there are 8 sacred races that have surrendered to us. If you submit to the Winged Goddess and serve us, it won't be impossible for the Gamana universe to have another sacred race in the future. Yang Feng uttered flatly, it's a very tempting proposal. Unfortunately, my goal is to become an eternal, to become immortal. No matter how magnanimous the 3 sacred races are, they won't allow someone from another universe to advance to an eternal sovereign. In the Gamana universe, the 3 eternal sovereigns are native races of the Gamana universe. Although the 3 eternal sovereigns allow other surrendered powerhouses to advance to the Warlock Emperor realm, but they won't allow them to advance to the eternal sovereign realm. That's because once someone advances to an eternal sovereign, it means that variables will arise. If that happens, the Gamana universe will even become a universe where the other universe's powerhouses are revered. The 3 eternal sovereigns will never allow such a situation to occur. What a regrettable choice. You made the wrong choice, so you can only die here. The Winged Goddess sighed slightly, and regret shimmered in her beautiful eyes. With a flick of her wrist, a green card appeared in her hand. Eternal Force. A shocked voice came from the God Bones fortress. and a huge skeletal hand extended from the skeleton arena and grabbed the winged goddess. Immortal Empyrean might erupted in an instant and tried to crush the winged goddess. The cyan card flashed faintly, and a pair of cyan wings suddenly appeared, forcibly blocking the skeletal hand. A bone blade descended from the sky and slashed at the skeletal hand, severing it in one move. Countless runes flickered, and the skeletal hand disappeared at once. It's a pity that I used it a bit too early. 800,000 miles away, the soaring wings goddess stood in an ocean of malice and curses. She let out a soft sigh as a hint of pity flashed across her eyes. Above the blood moon battlefield, a pair of green wings suddenly appeared, and it seemed as if they were going to collapse the entire space. Wings of Eternity. Greetings, great wings of eternity. When the powerhouses outside the blood moon battlefield saw the pair of green wings, their countenance changed dramatically, and they prostrated themselves on the ground and said respectfully. Even the powerhouses of the other two races, except for the Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses, prostrated themselves on the ground and worshipped the green wings in the sky. The three eternal sovereigns are the protectors of all races in the Gamana universe. Anyone who sees them must worship them. Only Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses are qualified to stand and talk to them. As soon as the pair of green wings appeared, they waved and green light shone, and the blood moon battlefield, which can easily slay great holy step powerhouses, was torn apart by the green light. A huge green hand descended from the sky, grabbing in the direction of the Divine Remains fortress. On the blood moon battlefield, the void split open, and chains formed from malice and curses shot out and swept towards the giant green hand. As soon as the chains formed from countless curses and malice touched the cyan hand, they were shattered by a powerful force. They couldn't even touch the body of the cyan hand. Chapter 1070. So strong. These are eternal sovereigns. Curses and malice cannot harm them in the slightest. Inside the Godbones fortress, Yang Feng peeped at the sky-blotting, world-suppressing green giant hand through a spell, and his heart was filled with shock. The curses and malice in the blood moon battlefield are extremely terrifying, and can easily curse a great holy step powerhouse to death. Great Emperor Bomu was a pinnacle great holy step powerhouse, the guardian of a race. In the blood moon battlefield, they were like ants, directly cursed to death by the curses and malice. That cyan hand didn't use any spells, yet the curses and malice on the blood moon battlefield were directly shattered. It was simply shocking. In the Gamana universe, the three eternal sovereigns are invincible. Except for a few danger zones that have existed since the birth of the universe, there is no place that can harm them. The giant above the Godbones fortress opened his eyes, and countless runes appeared in his eyes. The void tore apart, and countless curses and malevolence streamed out of the void, gushing into the giant's hand in the Divine Remains fortress. A 100,000-meter-long spear containing endless malice and curses suddenly appeared. The heads of extraordinary life forms above the Godbones fortress shone brightly, opened their eyes, and fearsome immortal Empyrean might awakened inside the Godbones fortress. The giant of the Divine Remains fortress took a step out of the fortress, held the battle spear formed from the malice of the blood moon battlefield, and stabbed the giant cyan hand. Boom! A huge hole was blasted open in heaven and earth, and all the Gamana universe's infinity warlocks within an area 10,000 kilometers in radius were killed. The giant of the Godbones fortress was blasted away and fell on the Godbones fortress. The already dilapidated Godbones fortress issued brittle sounds, and countless cracks extended on the Godbones fortress. The gigantic green hand in the sky also crumbled inch by inch, shattering into pieces. Countless cracks shone, and the Fortress of Divine Remains sucked in the huge floating continent beneath it, entering the cracks and disappearing. After 3 breaths of time, a pair of green wings tore through the sky, split open the blood moon battlefield, and appeared in this area. A large cyan hand extended again, grabbed at the void, and pierced into the rift that the God Remains fortress escaped into. A slightly regretful voice came from the green wings. What a pity! The winged goddess bowed towards the sky and said apologetically, "Great wings of eternity, It was my mistake that the God Bones fortress escaped. I'm really sorry. You don't have to blame yourself. If the God Bones fortress was so easy to get my hands on, I would have already gotten my hands on it. Just do your best. Go look for your own opportunities. Peerless geniuses such as the Frost God Sun, the Winged Goddess Sun, and the Bonner Goddess Sun have treasures to protect them. Peerless geniuses like the Frost God, the Winged Goddess, and the Bonner God all had treasures to protect themselves. The most precious treasures were the protective treasures bestowed upon them by the Eternals. Although Demon King Ziyao was the darling of the universe born from the dark side of the universe, his life-saving treasures might not be as good as the Flying Wings Goddess. Of course, Eternals weren't like those geniuses who could summon them at any time. They would only make a move when they encountered special treasures like the Divine Remains Fortress that the Eternals would be interested in. The green wings flapped slightly and tore through the sky, flying out of the Blood Moon battlefield and disappearing. The Blood Moon battlefield was filled with curses and malice. Although the curses and malice couldn't hurt the Wings of Eternity at all, they also rendered the Wings of Eternity's various detection spells ineffective. Even the powerful Wings of Eternity couldn't find the Divine Remains Fortress in the Blood Moon battlefield. When the pair of green wings disappeared, the powerhouses outside the Blood Moon battlefield heaved a sigh of relief and got up from the ground. In the Blood Moon battlefield, in another sea of blood formed from countless malice and curses, the void tore apart, and the Divine Remains Fortress suddenly appeared. With a flash of light, the relic of the Shido civilization suddenly floated above the sea of blood. Yang Feng, your strength and aptitude are excellent. You have the qualifications to be my master. Let me ask you, when you have the ability in the future, will you exterminate all life forms in the Gamana universe and avenge the Shido civilization? Within the Divine Remains Fortress, in a huge palace, a voice rang out. In an instant, waves of incomparably tyrannical will fill the palace. Kill them all. Exterminate all life forms in the Gamana universe. Agree to this request and we will become your power. Agree to this request and we will become your power. Agree to this request and the entire Blood Moon battlefield will become your power. Revenge. Revenge. Kill them all. Exterminate them. Swear it. Swear it. Countless tyrannical thoughts reverberated in the palace, and one after another, the silhouettes of powerhouses appeared, twisted and flickered, exuding endless malice and curses towards the Gamana universe. Yang Feng looked at the countless silhouettes, mysterious runes emerged in his eyes, and the Level 6 optical computer network quickly analyzed the pros and cons. Yang Feng uttered calmly, I won't swear it. If the Gamana universe's life forms block my path forward and become my enemy, then I won't hesitate to destroy them. If they are willing to submit to me and become my enemy, then they will be my friends and can get my help. If they are willing to submit to me and become my helper, then they will be my friends and can get my help. I am the master. I won't be bound by you. You will die. Without our help, you will die. If you want to get our power, you have to pay the price. Swear it. Swear it. With our help, you can get the power of a perfect step powerhouse. With our help, you can directly promote to a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse. You can even step into the quasi-eternal realm. Voices of resentment and curses rang in the area, tempting Yang Feng. Projections of powerful civilization relic sites and treasures of heaven and earth appeared in front of Yang Feng. As long as Yang Feng agrees to swear it, the civilization relic sites and treasures of heaven and earth devoured by the Gamana universe will appear in front of him. Yang Feng uttered calmly, with your help, I may be able to promote to a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse. However, to set foot into the eternal realm is just a pipe dream. Retreat all of you. My heart will not waver. With Yang Feng's cultivation base, he can no longer swear an oath at will. Once he violates an oath, he will suffer a huge backlash. If he is careless, he will be stuck in a certain realm, unable to advance any further. For powerhouses who have the ambition to set foot into the eternal realm, they will never violate their heart. Moreover, once Yang Feng swears an oath, the malice and curses will enter his body and turn him into a monster with terrifying strength bent on taking revenge on the Gamana universe. He doesn't want to become a monster controlled by other beings. No matter how strong he is, it doesn't matter. You will fail. You will come and beg us. You are doomed to fail, just like us. Curses filled with resentment came from all directions, and the strange shadows immediately disappeared from where they stood. A voice said, "Yang Feng, since you are unwilling to avenge us, then you have two choices. In that case, you have two choices. One is to become my half-master. In the future, when you promote to a warlock emperor, you will truly become my new master. The other choice is to get all the technological crystals of the Shurtora civilization." Yang Feng chose decisively, "I want to get all the technological crystals of the Shurtora civilization." The Divine Remains Fortress was an extremely powerful treasure. If it can be completely repaired, it will be no less powerful than any eternal treasure. However, for Yang Feng, the technological crystals of the Shurtora civilization are the treasures he wants to get the most. Only by combining the Shizu technology with the Shurtora civilization's technology and the Blasteel race's technology can he deduce an eternal path. Although an eternal treasure is extremely precious, but compared to a path leading to eternal marks, it is not worth mentioning. If Yang Feng is strong enough in the future, he can also create an eternal treasure. Very well, Yang Feng, you have made the right choice. From today onwards, you're half my new master. As for the technological crystals of the Shurtora civilization, I will give them to you now. A gold ray shot out from a gold god bone and entered Yang Feng's storage treasure. The Shurtora civilization's bead flew out of Yang Feng's hand and floated in the void. Countless mysterious runes emerged from the Shurtora civilization's bead and pierced into the void in accordance with nether laws. In the Gamana universe, one pearl after another shone brightly and disappeared strangely. Within a few breaths of time, light shone in the void, and 36 nearly identical beads appeared. The 36 beads turned into countless runes, fused with each other, and finally formed a gold crystal that turned into a stream of light and entered Yang Feng's hand. As soon as Yang Feng grasped the gold crystal, the technological knowledge about the Shurtora civilization entered his mind, and then was quickly recorded into the database by the Level 6 optical computer network inside him. The Great Holy Step computing power formed by the Level 6 optical computer network quickly set up projects and analyzed and deduced the new paths formed after the fusion of the Shurtora civilization and the Shizu civilization. Chapter 1071. Along with flashes of light, the Godbones fortress turned into a small imprint that entered Yang Feng's left hand and turned into an imprint. As soon as the imprint appeared, Yang Feng sensed a mysterious connection between himself and the Godbones fortress. As long as he wants to, he can use part of the Godbones fortress's power. However, Yang Feng can clearly perceive that there is still a barrier between him and the Godbones fortress, which makes him far less proficient than he is with the Green Sun Halberd. Yang Feng uttered, "Godbones fortress, help me arrange an opportunity for my avatar to promote to a warlock monarch." The Godbones fortress replied, "Okay." On the battlefield of the Blood Moon, the Divine Remains fortress was also a giant who was experienced and knowledgeable. It is not difficult to arrange for an Infinity Warlock to promote to a Warlock Monarch. Yang Feng's avatar carefully walked on the Blood Moon battlefield. Suddenly, his eyes lit up, and he picked up a palm-sized metal plate. The metal piece radiated mysterious light and drew Yang Feng's gaudy avatar into a mysterious space. In that mysterious space, there were more than 10 springs. Most of them had already dried up, and only one of them was still emitting traces of immortal energy. "Spring of immortality, I'm really lucky," Yang Feng shouted in a pleasantly surprised tone, and then plunged into the spring of immortality. A steady stream of precious power poured out of the spring of immortality and transformed Yang Feng's avatar. Godbones fortress, is there another spring of immortality? I don't think it's too little. Spying on this side from a nether space, Yang Feng saw that his Guddi avatar could use the spring of immortality to advance in rank, and his eyes couldn't help but turn bloodshot and shimmer with a scorching shade. Generally speaking, a Holy Spirit Warlock only has one spring of immortality, and some weak Holy Spirit Warlocks who have just advanced to the Holy Spirit Warlock rank don't even have one. For Yang Feng's true body, the spring of immortality is a rare treasure. Now that Yang Feng's avatar has consumed a mouthful of it, Yang Feng's true body feels some heartache. The God Bones Fortress responded, "The spring of immortality is not some cabbage. To be able to find you a mouthful of it is already good enough. There are indeed many good things on the Blood Moon battlefield. As long as you take an oath and let the resentment and malice enter you, you can obtain the entire Blood Moon battlefield's legacy." Yang Feng shook his head and said, "Forget it. I don't want to be the carrier of those resentment and malice." Once Yang Feng took an oath on the Blood Moon battlefield, he would attract endless resentment and malice and gather it on his body. Even if he advanced to the Warlock Emperor rank, he would just be a monster dominated by madness and malice, and would no longer be himself. Only those madmen who crazily pursued power at all costs would agree to the demands of the malice and resentment in the Blood Moon battlefield. The effect of the Spring of Immortality is amazing. 10 days later, Yang Feng's Gudi avatar advanced to a junior Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse. Originally, Yang Yang's Warlock base is Warlock rank, Warlock Feng's avatar's Warlock rank, Warlock. Since he doesn't have high expectations for this avatar, he didn't hesitate to promote it to the Warlock Monarch rank. Yang Feng has long since prepared treasures to seal his soul fluctuations and cultivation base. As soon as he advanced to the Warlock Monarch rank, he immediately used those treasures to seal his cultivation base and soul fluctuations, so that he wasn't killed by the curse of the Blood Moon battlefield. It's too dangerous here. Since I got the opportunity, I'd better go back. Yang Feng's Warlock base muttered to himself, merged with a black crow mecha, turned into a black stream of light, and flew towards the entrance of the Blood Moon battlefield. Half a month later, outside the Blood Moon battlefield, a black light flashed, and a black crow mecha flew out of the battlefield. The black crow mecha flew into the Blasteel warship and revealed its figure. It is Yang Feng. Warlock, he's back. That's Warlock base's Warlock base. He came back alive, how lucky. All eyes were focused on Gadi, filled with astonishment. Gazes containing wisps of immortal might fell on Yang Feng, and they were slightly surprised. Starry Sea Realm. He actually promoted to the Starry Sea Realm. What opportunity did Warlock base get in the Blood Moon battlefield? Although the Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses are intimidated by the Blasteel race's might, but they all have malicious thoughts in their minds. For an Infinity Warlock rank powerhouse with ordinary aptitude to advance to a Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse after entering the Blood Moon battlefield, he definitely got a heaven-defying opportunity. Starry Sea Realm. That lowly adventurer actually advanced to the Starry Sea Realm. Curses, that lowly adventurer actually advanced to a Starry Sea Realm powerhouse. How could this happen? Heh, that lowly adventurer, this time he's dead for sure. He's just an ordinary adventurer, yet he got such a great opportunity. This is his original sin. He's dead. The Blasteel race's Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses looked maliciously at Yang Feng and sneered in their hearts, waiting to watch a good show. If Yang Feng was a royal family member or a greater aristocrat of the Blasteel race, then no one would covet the fortuitous encounter he got in the Blood Moon battlefield. As such, no one would covet the fortuitous encounter he got in the Blood Moon battlefield. However, Yang Feng is an adventurer. Such a great fortuitous encounter might even tempt Blasteel Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses. For Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses, killing a Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse is a piece of cake. You must be very curious about what fortuitous encounter I got in the Blood Moon battlefield. There's no need to guess, I'll tell you now. Yang Feng smiled faintly and pressed the Black Raven, and the Black Raven radiated light and formed a projection in the void. The projection shows everything that happened when Yang Feng entered the Blood Moon battlefield as Warlock base. The speed of the projection has been accelerated to 100,000 times. Ordinary people can't see it clearly. But for powerhouses above the Infinity Warlock rank, They can easily see everything in the projection. Spring of immortality. He found the spring of immortality. Damn it, he used it. He used the entire spring of immortality to advance. This damned idiot. He used the entire spring of immortality to advance. When the Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses saw that Yang Feng's Gudi used the spring of immortality to advance to the Warlock Monarch realm, their eyes turned bloodshot, and they stared at Yang Feng, wishing to tear him apart. The spring of immortality is a treasure that even Yang Feng's true body covets. The resources needed to refine a spring of immortality can cultivate 10 ordinary Warlock monarchs. For Yang Feng to refine such a treasure and use it to advance to the Warlock Monarch realm is simply insane. However, when the Holy Spirit Warlocks saw Yang Feng's calm expression, they had to admit that this is the best choice for Yang Feng. An Infinity Warlock cannot guard a treasure like the Spring of Immortality. For Yang Feng, using the Spring of Immortality to improve his cultivation base and strength is the best choice. When the Holy Spirit Warlocks saw that Yang Feng chose to return after refining the Spring of Immortality, disappointment flashed in their eyes. This is an image crystal. I made a total of 100 copies. You can have a look at it at will. Yang Feng smiled and waved his hand, and thousands of image crystals flew out of the Blasteel warship and scattered around. I'll put this original image crystal here. Anyone who is interested can come and have a look. Yang Feng dug out a crystal from the Black Crow, placed it on a transparent projection device, and then turned around and walked inside the warship. One after another, powerhouses quickly came to the projection device to have a look. It's real. Damn it, he actually obtained the Spring of Immortality. That guy is really lucky. After the powerhouses used various methods to check the authenticity of the image crystal, they sighed slightly, and envy shimmered in their eyes. After the Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses confirmed the authenticity of the image crystal, disappointment flashed in their eyes, and no one paid any more attention to Yang Feng. However, the Blasteel elites are full of envy for Yang Feng. Even in the Blasteel race, a Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse is a bigwig. A Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse can establish a royal family by themselves. Originally, Yang Feng's title of Grand Prince Lan Yao was just an empty title given by the Blasteel Lord. But after Yang Feng advanced to a Warlock Monarch, he became a genuine Grand Prince of an empire. After Yang Feng returned, he hid inside the Blasteel warship and entered closed-door cultivation. As time passed, more and more people came out of the Blood Moon battlefield. When the passage to the Blood Moon battlefield was completely closed, only hundreds of elites of different races survived. The number of elites who entered the Blood Moon battlefield reached tens of thousands, yet only a few hundred survived. From this, it can be seen how cruel the Blood Moon battlefield is. Among the hundreds of elites who survived, most of them were empty-handed and didn't get anything. However, a dozen-plus people obtained precious treasures that even Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouses coveted. The elites with powerful backgrounds offered the treasures to their forces. The remaining few rogue cultivators without a strong background were surrounded by the Holy Spirit Warlock rank old freaks, who paid a huge price to exchange for those peerless treasures from the rogue cultivators. Chapter 1072. None of the Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses who came out of the Blood Moon battlefield could leave. They were all gathered together. Detection spells and various detection radiances fell on the Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses and tested their true identities. Since Yang Feng's true body is hiding in the Blood Moon battlefield, the detection spells naturally have no effect. After dozens of repeated tests, the fleets left the Blood Moon battlefield. In the Blood Moon battlefield, standing inside the Godbones fortress, Yang Feng's true body looked into the distance through the Godbones fortress, frowned slightly, and said slowly, "Godbones fortress, do you think the Wing Eternal has left?" The Godbones fortress answered, "He has disappeared from my perception, but this doesn't mean that he has left. In the universe where they reside, Eternals have all kinds of incredible abilities. Even at my peak, I still needed a master to control me to be able to perceive the aura of the Wing Eternal. Only in a place like the Blood Moon battlefield, which is full of malice towards the three Eternals, Can they be forced to expose their aura and resist the curse? Otherwise, even if they come to me, I may not be able to perceive their existence. Yang Feng's heart shook slightly. So terrifying? The Godbones Fortress, which can easily quell a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse, is an eternal treasure with its origin damaged. Yet even an eternal sovereign can't perceive such a peerless treasure. Eternal sovereigns are simply heaven-defying. The Godbones Fortress uttered, eternal sovereigns are far beyond your imagination. Every eternal sovereign possesses all kinds of extraordinary powers and is proficient in countless essences. Any crisis will have a warning of fate. Unless another eternal sovereign uses their power to conceal the traces of fate, even the strongest human warlock emperor rank powerhouses won't be able to harm an eternal sovereign. Even if they use assassination methods, they won't be able to harm an eternal sovereign in the slightest. Yang Feng smiled helplessly. I didn't expect that I would provoke a terrifying existence like the Wing Eternal in a damnable place like the Blood Moon battlefield. The Blood Moon battlefield is full of malice and curses towards the Gamana universe's three Eternals. Although the three Eternals possess heaven-defying strength and are not afraid of the malice and curses, but they aren't willing to stay in such a place. The appearance of the Wing Eternal was beyond Yang Feng's expectations, forcing him to hide in the Blood Moon battlefield, not daring to go out. Staying here is not a solution. Let's risk it. Yang Feng hesitated for a while, then clenched his teeth, appeared on a flat ground, and released a top-grade warp gate. Every powerful civilization had its own core technology. The Blaststeel race possessed the technology to create powerful bodies and to integrate humans and machines into one. There was no way the Shi clan could compete with the Blaststeel race when it came to the evolution of humans and machines. The Warp Gate, one of the core technologies of the Shizu, is a super black technology far superior to that of the Blaststeel race. Even the three Protoss races of the Gamana universe don't have such a powerful and convenient technology. The top-grade warp gate flashed faintly and activated. A huge skeletal hand appeared on the Godbones Fortress and absorbed the surrounding curses and malice. The interference of the top-grade warp gate was blocked, and spatial fluctuations rippled through the air. Yang Feng took the Godbones Fortress and stepped into the top-grade warp gate. You finally came out, little mouse. At this moment, an indifferent voice came from heaven and earth, and a huge green hand pierced into the void. From the twisted wormhole passage formed by the two top-grade warp gates, a giant green hand suddenly extended from the warp gates and shot towards Yang Feng with world-destroying might. Yang Feng looked at the cyan hand, his eyes flashed with a glint of shock, and he exclaimed, "How is this possible? How can someone tear a wormhole? This doesn't make sense." The wormhole formed by the two top-grade warp gates is very well hidden. Even Warlock Emperor rank powerhouses can't see through it, nor can they interfere with it. The ability of the Wing Eternal to cut off the wormhole with a single strike has exceeded the deduction of Shizu technology and Yang Feng's imagination by far. This let him witness the terror and heaven-defying power of eternal sovereigns. "Give me power!" Violent fluctuations came from the Godbones Fortress, and a quasi-emperor rank black tortoise suddenly flew out. Its huge tortoise shell radiated dazzling light and blocked the huge green hand. Yang Feng gritted his teeth, the world ring inside him shone, and he frantically extracted world force and poured a tremendous amount of world force into the Godbones Fortress. Boom! The huge green hand struck with all its strength and immediately smashed the black tortoise shell. Countless cracks appeared on the Godbones Fortress. Inside the wormhole, countless rifts appeared. The Godbones Fortress swept Yang Feng into a cracks. "You want to escape?" With a flash of cyan light, the giant cyan hand turned into a pair of cyan wings projection. After 3 breaths of time, the cyan wings projection materialized. A terrifying force diffused from the green wings and forcibly maintained the wormhole that was on the verge of collapse. Sensing the aura of another universe coming from the cracks, the Wing Eternal uttered unhurriedly, "This is a universe rift. A rift leading to another universe. He's really lucky. A universe child? It's really troublesome to get rid of this guy." With a flash of light, the wings of eternity disappeared from where they stood. In the void of the world of Warlock's astral boundary, a crack suddenly appeared, and Yang Feng flew out of the crack. Then his body exploded, and a copious amount of blood scattered. Along with flashes of light, the blood that splashed out entered Yang Feng's body. Even with the protection of the God Bones Fortress, Yang Feng was still seriously injured by the full-strength strike of the Wing Eternal, and his soul shook violently. If he wasn't already a Holy Spirit Warlock, then even with the God Bones Fortress, he would have been insta-killed by the Wing Eternal from a great distance away. Master is injured. Automatically switching the guard program to look for celestial bodies with life. The ruler magic cube in Yang Feng's right hand extended and turned into a giant black egg that wrapped Yang Feng. At the same time, a large amount of high-energy nutrient repair liquid was injected into the egg and repaired Yang Feng's body. The giant black egg turned into a meteorite and flew quietly in the astral boundary. In the astral boundary, meteorites are the most common. A celestial body with powerful life magic energy detected. It is suitable for Master to recuperate. After flying for who knows how long, the meteorite landed on a nearby life celestial body. This is plane suppression. As soon as he landed on the celestial body, a fearsome force enveloped Yang Feng and woke him up from his slumber. With a flash of devour light, Yang Feng devoured the super nutrient solution. Suddenly, Yang Feng's face flickered. Damn it, this is a law injury containing the law of karma. After Yang Feng devoured a large amount of super nutrient solution, although his fleshly body recovered, but the injury to his soul showed no signs of healing. On the contrary, it became more serious. Countless mysterious runes appeared in Yang Feng's eyes. When he looked at himself, he saw countless runes formed from green feathers entwining around his soul, which are eroding his souls. Fortunately, after the baptism of the heaven-devouring Great Emperor's knowledge, these runes can be the tempering for my evolution again. Yang Feng silently recited an incantation, and the power inside him evolved into a miniature devour black hole that appeared around his soul and devoured the green feathers on his soul. It will take 10,000 years to completely devour and eliminate the injury. The Wing Eternal is really a fearsome enemy. With his great holy step computing ability, he instantly calculated the time it will take for Yang Feng to heal his injuries, which made his heart shake. The universe's favor has almost disappeared completely. It seems that in order to escape from the Wing Eternal with my life, I have consumed all the universe's favor. Yang Feng operated the fate algorithm and found that his universe's favor has been consumed again. Yang Feng quickly evaluated, and his eyes radiated scorching light. The plane's suppression on me is very strong. It should be a grade 3 plane. A grade 3 plane can suppress a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse to the Warlock Monarch realm. Only second-class planes and above could accommodate countless experts, and they wouldn't be restricted by the powerful planes. In theory, a grade 3 plane may evolve into a grade 2 plane over a long period of time. However, there are very few grade 3 planes that can truly advance to a grade 2 plane. For a powerful force, a grade 3 plane is the most precious treasure. To enter an unfamiliar plane, I have to analyze the plane's laws. It will only take me 10 days to finish analyzing the plane's laws. During these 10 days, I can only use the power of my fleshly body. However, even if I completely analyze the plane's laws, with my current situation, I can't use other extraordinary powers. Yang Feng looked at the cyan feathers in his soul and creased his eyebrows slightly. At this time, all his life force has been mobilized and turned into a devour black hole to devour the power of the Wing Eternal. Only in this way can he slowly heal his injuries. He has no spare energy to do anything else. He can only use the power of his fleshly body. Yang Feng suddenly turned his head, looked towards a road, and saw a huge convoy coming this way. Chapter 1073. The carriages of the huge caravan were a dozen times larger than ordinary carriages, looking like small moving houses. The horses that were pulling them were extraordinary creatures with black scales all over their bodies and a single horn on their heads. They were 90% similar to horses. Yang Feng glanced at the caravan and mused, Starry Sky Warlock rank extraordinary life forms. The owner of this caravan should have some background. Although Starry Sky Warlock rank powerhouses could only be regarded as cannon fodder in a universe war. However, in many planes, they were already extremely tyrannical extraordinary life forms. Who are you? This is the caravan of the Tsai family. Tell me where you came from, or die. A man riding an extraordinary demonic lion, exuding a fearsome aura, and a mysterious brand engraved on his forehead appeared in front of Yang Feng with a spear in hand and barked. Yang Feng glanced at the man, and his eyes shimmered with curiosity. This is an innate brand. And it's an innate brand I've never seen before. Some powerful races were the darlings of the universe. After their birth, innate brands would appear in their bodies, bones, and blood. This allowed them to manipulate all kinds of extraordinary forces. Some of the various runes discovered by human warlocks were inherited from the Archgod era, while even more runes were new ones discovered through continuous experimentation and research. After Yang Feng became a chairman of the Human Supreme Council, countless runes of the Zhangji plane appeared in his database. In the world of warlocks, there were very few runes that he couldn't recognize. This world looks more interesting than I imagined. Maybe it will give me some surprises. The corners of Yang Feng's mouth rose slightly. My name is Yang Feng, an ordinary traveler traveling the world. The man said coldly, You're lying. An ordinary traveler wouldn't stay in this forest covered in blood. Originally, Yang Feng had barely suppressed his injuries. But not long ago, his injuries flared up, and a copious amount of blood spewed out, making him look like a person made of blood. Yang Feng replied calmly, I encountered bandits in this forest. I killed them, but I was also seriously injured. The man's eyes flashed with a fierce glint. Very unhappy with Yang Feng's calm appearance, he raised the spear in his hand and wanted to stab at Yang Feng. A crisp voice came from within the caravan. Stop, Du. Duga's expression changed slightly, and he immediately retracted all of his viciousness. He said respectfully, Yes. Young master. A stunningly beautiful woman with long purple hair, a voluptuous and sexy figure, and an enchanting aura exuded from all over her body. There was a mysterious mark between her brows. She was a peerlessly beautiful woman who could cause the downfall of a nation. Yang Feng's eyes lit up slightly and he exclaimed in admiration, What a beauty! Her appearance and temperament are not inferior to the succubus empress, only her charm is slightly inferior. Yang Feng was an old freak with a true age of several thousand years, and had seen who knows how many beautiful women. However, not many could compare to the succubus empress in terms of appearance and temperament. The purple-haired beauty smiled warmly. I'm Ifria, pleased to meet you. Our convoy will be heading to the holy capital Dantaverna city. May I ask if you are willing to travel with us? Yang Feng responded, All right. Please come with me. Ifria led Yang Feng to a luxurious carriage in the center of the convoy. In the convoy, gazes of envy fell on Yang Feng. Ifria was the sole heir of the Tsai family. Not only was her status extremely noble, but she was also a peerless beauty with terrifying charm. Since Yang Feng got her favor, it was natural for people to be envious. Dugu clenched his fists, and his eyes shimmered gloomily. The interior of the luxurious carriage was like a small room with all the daily necessities. Yang Feng sat on a soft sofa and asked, Ifria, why did you invite me here? It's a big taboo to invite strangers of unknown origin into the convoy in the wilderness. Ifria smiled sweetly, saying, Of course I won't invite people to join my convoy casually. However, I am a prophet, and I have some foresight abilities. I know that I will meet a benefactor here who can help me avoid a disaster, and that person is you. That's why I invited you to join our convoy. Prophet. Yang Feng looked at the mysterious imprint on Ifria's forehead, and his eyes lit up. The mysterious imprint on Ifria's forehead exuded fluctuations of fate. If Yang Feng hadn't mastered the peerless spell fate algorithm, he wouldn't have been able to sense the power of fate. Prophets are extraordinary beings that can peek into the changes of fate in the future. That's an amazing ability. Yang Feng smiled, praised casually, and asked, Can you foresee what dangers will happen? Ifria sighed faintly, saying, I can't. I can only foresee that if I hadn't met you, I would have died in a dangerous situation not long after. Moreover, it would have been suicide. Otherwise, life would have been worse than death. Yang Feng said with a smile, I want to read. Ifria smiled sweetly, saying, Please wait a moment. Ifria immediately got up, went to a bookshelf, took a few books, and placed them in front of Yang Feng. Roland Continent Chronicles, Basics of Extraordinary Powers, Mysticism, World Origin. Yang Feng scanned the books with a glance, and his eyes revealed a look of satisfaction. He picked one at random and began to read. This plane was called the Roland Continent, and it was dominated by the two intelligent races, humans and demons. The humans of this plane would awaken extraordinary powers as soon as they were born. Then, they would cultivate special secret techniques that would allow the extraordinary powers in their bodies to continuously evolve. Extraordinary beings of this plane were divided into 10 ranks. Ifria was a rank 6 extraordinary being, and her cultivation base was comparable to that of a moonlight warlock. However, Ifria was a prophet. She was proficient in divination, but her fighting strength wasn't great. Some rank 4 and rank 5 extraordinary beings might be able to kill her. Under the leadership of the 3 hero monarchs, the humans contended against the 5 demon monarchs. Although the humans were at a slight disadvantage, but they were still barely able to resist the demons. The holy capital Dantaverna city was a city guarded by the hero monarch Blaze Monarch. Ifria was invited to the holy capital Dantaverna city by her good friend Princess Blaze Monarch as a guest. Yang Feng, who was reading, suddenly put down the book in his hand and said faintly, Enemies are coming. Ifria raised her eyebrows and ordered sternly, Activate the defensive barrier. The incomparably huge convoy immediately stopped moving forward, formed a formation, and activated a defensive barrier. A blue barrier suddenly emerged to protect the convoy. Blue arrows barreled from all directions like shooting stars, slammed into the blue barrier, and exploded, setting off ripples. Enemy attack. Prepare for battle. All the experts in the convoy were ready for battle. Tyrannical auras erupted in a flash, and there were even 2 Moonlight Warlock rank fluctuations of power. One of the Moonlight Warlock rank fluctuations of power came from Dugu, who was one of the 2 commanders of the convoy. TSKSK, as expected of the TC family's prophet, to be able to find our traces, that's amazing. Amidst the gloomy, owl-like laughter, a pale-faced, skeleton-like man appeared from an empty space. Behind the skeleton-like man, 30+ people dressed in black robes with 3 blood-colored skulls embroidered on them walked out. The Scarlet Skull Order. It's actually people from the Scarlet Skull Order. When everyone in the convoy saw the 30+ people dressed in black robes, their faces changed dramatically, and their eyes shimmered with fear. The Scarlet Skull Order is an extremely evil organization. As long as they have money, they will do anything. They will even work for the demons and assassinate human heroes. The leader of the Scarlet Skull Order, the Scarlet Prince, is a rank 9 extraordinary being. More than 10 rank 9 extraordinary beings have died at his hands. The Scarlet Skull Order's methods are extremely cruel. If you don't obey them, everyone will be tortured for 10 days and 10 nights before dying. They are the most cold-blooded butchers and assassins. Inside the carriage, Iphonia explained to Yang Feng with a pale face. The skeletal appearance man smiled coldly at everyone present and said, I am He Xiao of the Scarlet Skull Order. Sir Scarlet Prince has taken a fancy to Miss Iphonia. Hand her over, and I'll give you a way to live. Otherwise, everyone will be tortured and die in pain. Glorious Sun Warlock rank fluctuations of power spread from He Xiao, and the 30+ black-robed masked men behind him also erupted with Moonlight Warlock rank fluctuations of power. The faces of the Tisri family warriors changed greatly from the terrifying aura of power. Even with the protection of a barrier, they weren't confident that they could withstand the offensive of the Scarlet Skull Order's powerhouses. Boga, one of the 2 commanders of the TC family, barked, Don't be discouraged. We have entered the range of Danda City. As long as we hold on for a while, Sir Mo Ong will come to save us. He Xiao showed a gloomy smile. Unfortunately, you don't have time to wait for Mo Ong to appear. At that moment, a fearsome spear stabbed out from behind Boga and pierced his abdomen. It's you why? Boga looked at Dugu with an incredulous expression, his body and mind shrouded in sharp pain. He didn't expect that Dugu, whom he had always taken care of, would attack him. Chapter 1074. Dugu's face twisted, and he revealed a malevolent smile. The Scarlet Prince promised me that once I capture Ephnia, I'll enjoy her first time. Besides, after he's tired of playing with her, he'll give her to me. She's mine. In the Tis family, she will never belong to me. On the Scarlet Skull Guild side, Black Owl revealed a mocking smile and said in a low voice, "Foolish commoner, that is the prey that the Scarlet Prince has his eyes on. How can he let you be the first to enjoy it?" He Xiao was shrouded in strange ripples. As soon as his voice came out, it was shattered by the ripples and disappeared, unable to reach Dugu's ears. Really, I've seen such a hateful scene. Sure enough, scum are everywhere in the world. A cold voice came from a carriage, and Yang Feng alighted from the carriage. You bastard! Go to hell! Dugu's eyes flashed fiercely, and he flung the spear in his hand and sent Boga flying. The rune on his forehead flickered, and, as if turning into a ferocious demonic dragon, mercilessly stabbed at Yang Feng. This imprint still has some research value. Yang Feng pointed with a finger and shattered the ferocious demonic dragon, and then pressed on Dugu's forehead. Dugu's head exploded in an instant, and a mysterious rune flew into Yang Feng's hand. Vigilance flashed in He Xiao's eyes, and he threatened fiercely, "Who are you?" "We're from the Scarlet Skull Order. If you leave this place at once, I'll pretend that nothing happened. Otherwise, you'll be the sworn enemy of the Scarlet Skull Order. You're blocking my way, ants. All of you, go to hell." 30+ afterimages suddenly appeared in front of the Scarlet Skull Order's experts and pointed on their foreheads. The heads of the 30+ experts exploded, and their corpses fell to the ground. So strong. So strong. Who is this person? How can he be so strong? When the experts of the Tis family saw this scene, they inhaled a breath of cold air. The Scarlet Skull Guild would send out an elite squad that could destroy a city with millions of people. Such an elite force was casually squashed by Yang Feng like ants. It was simply appalling. Avnia came to Yang Feng's side, her beautiful eyes shimmered with expectation, and she pleaded, "Sir Yang Feng, please save Boga." Yang Feng glanced at Boga and flicked his finger, and an omnipotent humanoid robot suddenly flew out and landed in front of Boga. That all-purpose humanoid robot had countless functions. It could fight, heal, investigate, and calculate. Of course, due to its complete set of functions, the omnipotent humanoid robots are mediocre in all aspects. They can't reach the pinnacle in any aspect, and their fighting strength is only at the Bright World Warlock rank. Once that omnipotent humanoid robot flew to Boga's side, it shot out a beam of light constructed from nanomachines at Boga's body. The wounds on Boga's body healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. Within a few breaths, Boga, who had been hovering on the brink of death, came back to life. As soon as he recovered, Boga went to Yang Feng and saluted gratefully. "Thank you, sir." Yang Feng nodded and returned to the luxurious chariot. "How interesting. I've never seen these runes before. They are full of mysteries. Unfortunately, their level is too low." Yang Feng spread the fingers of a hand, and the runes he seized from the Black Owl and Dugu flew in his hand and radiated resplendent light. With the power of fate algorithm, Yang Feng can vaguely perceive that the runes contain mysterious power. If he can comprehend them, it will be of great benefit to him. This is the world of warlocks. As long as it isn't interfered with by a powerhouse, fate algorithm is virtually unstoppable. This is a peerless spell that Yang Feng can rely on. With his great holy step computing ability, Yang Feng analyzed and cracked the runes one by one, and then put them into the database for deduction. After Avnia witnessed Yang Feng's strength, she became even more respectful of him. Without hesitation, she offered him all kinds of secret methods, which greatly accelerated his deduction speed. Here comes another nasty bug. In the chariot, Yang Feng suddenly looked up and uttered indifferently. Avnia understood and opened the roof of the chariot. Yang Feng extended his hand and made a grabbing motion. 300 kilometers away, on a tall mountain, there stands a skinny man who looks like a human skeleton. There is a mysterious rune on his forehead exuding an evil and queer aura, and bright world warlock rank fluctuations of power pervade his body. The man who looks like a human skeleton said coldly to a skull, "The black owl is really a good-for-nothing. He can't even handle such a small matter. Red Skull, this is the task that Sir gave you. If you want me to help you, then give me a cube of divine bone water." A ferocious and cruel voice came from the skull, "A cube of divine bone water. Damn Black Skull, if it weren't for the fact that you're the closest person, I wouldn't have accepted your extortion. All right. However, except for the prophet that Sir Prince has taken a fancy to, everyone else must die. I want their souls to suffer in agony after they are tortured." The Black Skull revealed a bone-chilling smile. "Deal. You'll get their tortured souls." At this moment, a giant hand formed from streams of air descended from the sky, grabbed the Black Skull, and pulled him away. The sky shook, and a meteor flew over from afar. The Black Skull descended from the roof of the chariot and landed in front of Yang Feng. Avnia's beautiful face flickered, and she exclaimed, "The Black Skull of the Scarlet Skull orders 10 great skulls, second only to the Blood Prince." Dizzy, the Black Skull stared at Yang Feng with a look of shock on his face and exclaimed, "Who are you?" Yang Feng pointed a finger at the Black Skull's forehead. The Black Skull turned into ashes in an instant, and only a black rune emerged and fell into Yang Feng's hand. Shock flashed in Avnia's beautiful eyes. "So strong. This is the benefactor I met. I am destined to—" The Black Skull is one of the Scarlet Skull Order's 10 great powerhouses, second only to the Blood Prince. Who knows how many powerhouses have fallen at his hands? For such a fearsome powerhouse to be squashed like an ant by Yang Feng, this is simply appalling. For such an expert to be slapped to death by Yang Feng as if he was an ant, it was simply appalling. If Avnia hadn't seen it with her own eyes, she wouldn't believe that someone can insta-kill a powerhouse like the Black Skull. The void twisted, and 100 men in black robes riding the extraordinary life-form void horses emerged from the void and blocked in front of the Tis family's convoy. "I am Yelladonna, a steward under the command of the Azure Star's master. Lady Aphonia, if you please come with me. My master wants to see you." A handsome middle-aged man dressed in blue armor, carrying a great sword on his back, and exuding bright world warlock rank fluctuations of power said arrogantly while riding a void horse. When the Tis family's powerhouses saw the Azure Star's powerhouses, their faces turned pale, their bodies trembled, and their bodies filled with fear. There was a flash of fear in Avnia's beautiful eyes, and she explained to Yang Feng, a fragrance wafting from her, "The Azure Star is a huge organization that covers the entire continent. The origin of the Azure Star's master is very mysterious. According to legend, he is a powerhouse who can contend against the 3 hero lords." Avnia said, "However, the Azure Star is also a dark organization. They carry out taboo experiments, human trafficking, organized gambling, sex trafficking, and other dark activities. Sir Yang Feng, I don't want to go with them. Please help me." Yang Feng glanced at Avnia, and countless mysterious runes appeared in his eyes. He activated the lie detection ability to confirm that she is not lying. Unless Avnia possesses a mysterious secret treasure or secret method that can deceive even Yang Feng, she won't be able to resist Yang Feng's spell. Since that's the case, then let them all die. A calm voice sounded, and a series of afterimages appeared in front of the Azure Star powerhouses and pointed at the heads of the powerhouses. In an instant, the heads of the Azure Star's powerhouses exploded, turned into dust, and disappeared. Mysterious runes flew into Yang Feng's hand. "So strong. This Sir is even stronger than Sir Patriarch." The Azure Star's powerhouses were annihilated just like that? When the warriors of the Tis family saw Yang Feng insta-kill the Azure Star's powerhouses, they were struck dumb, as if they were watching a myth. The force sent by the Azure Star can destroy 10 Tis families. For such a formidable force to be insta-killed by Yang Feng, this is simply shocking. Many powerhouses of the Tis family are full of admiration for Yang Feng. On the road leading to the holy capital Dantavina city, the convoy encountered more than a dozen sieges in a row. As soon as the enemies appeared, they were insta-killed by Yang Feng. After the major forces lost countless elites, none of them sent experts to ambush Yang Feng and his party. Instead, they sent countless spies to investigate from afar. Avnia, you're finally here. Sorry, I didn't expect that so many people would come to ambush you. The Inferno Princess, who had long, crimson hair and wore fiery red armor, had a sexy figure and beautiful looks. She led a team of 100 guards over to Ephonia. Chapter 1075. Ephonia said with a smile, Andiva, this is Sir Yang Feng. It was thanks to Sir Yang Feng that I was able to come here safely. Andiva bowed to Yang Feng in a neither servile nor overbearing manner and said, You are Sir Yang Feng. Thank you very much for saving Ephonia. Along the way, all the assassins Ephonia encountered were crushed by Yang Feng. The news has spread throughout the human race. Everyone speculated that a new Tier 9 powerhouse has risen. Andiva's father is the Flame Monarch, a Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse. But he won't look down on an Infinity Warlock rank Tier 9 powerhouse. Yang Feng responded with a faint smile, It's nothing. Even if a Holy Spirit Warlock rank powerhouse only has the power of their fleshly body left, they can still crush powerhouses below the Infinity Warlock rank effortlessly. This is the reason why Yang Feng is trying his best to advance to a Holy Spirit Warlock. During the Great Tribulation, Holy Spirit Warlocks can control their own fate a little. If they hide in the most remote corner of the universe and spend their lives in obscurity, they are likely to avoid the Great Tribulation. There are many strange races in the Gamana universe that are survivors of other universes. Of course, it is almost impossible for such survivors to integrate into the mainstream world, and they will only decline day by day. Andiva is the Flame Princess. She is a bright world Warlock rank powerhouse herself. The guards beside her have 10 glorious Sun Warlock rank powerhouses. An enigmatic look in her beautiful eyes, Andiva took Ephnia's little hand and said, Ephnia, come to my carriage. We haven't seen each other for a long time since we graduated from the Ring of Fire. I have a lot to say to you. Ephnia hesitated for a while, then looked at Yang Feng and uttered, Okay. Under Andiva's escort, no one dared to harass them along the way, and they arrived at the holy capital Dantavina city without a hitch. Ephnia asked hesitantly, Sir Yang Feng, if you don't have anything to do, can you stay with me? Yang Feng thought for a while and said with a smile, Okay. She was a peerless beauty and a rare prophet. The mark between her brows carried traces of the aura of destiny. Whether it was Ephnia herself or the mysterious power she possessed, Yang Feng was very interested in both. However, Avnia was always respectful towards Yang Feng, unless it was a last resort. He was also not willing to use other means to forcefully obtain her. Ephnia said with a smile, Andiva, help me and Sir Yang Feng arrange the same residence. Yang Feng Darren likes reading, please help me collect all kinds of books. Eva furrowed her beautiful brows and forced a smile. All right, Ephnia. Yang Feng saw everything and revealed a trace of a smile. Interesting. Lala? In a sea of blood that was enveloped by boundless blood and emitted a twisted, savage, and brutal aura, a blood-colored egg that emitted a holy aura floated in the air. Tens of thousands of human and demon experts were dragged to the sea of blood by members of the Scarlet Skull Order, beheaded, and squeezed their blood into the sea of blood. A man wearing a white skull mask and covered in skin and bones, looking like a humanoid skeleton, walked to the sea of blood and quietly looked at the blood-colored egg. Crack! A crisp sound rang, and the blood-colored egg cracked open. From the blood-colored egg, a handsome man with long, blood-colored hair and a peerless charm walked out. The man wearing the white skull mask said respectfully, Congratulations on advancing again, my lords. Unfortunately, I'm still one step away from advancing to the Tier 10. The Tier 10, it's really too difficult to step into the Tier 10. The Scarlet Prince sighed faintly and said faintly, White Skull, You came here a total of 13 times these days. What important information do you have to report? The White Skull replied respectfully, My lord, the Black Skull was killed. He went to intercept Ephnia, but was killed by an expert named Yang Feng. The Azure Star Order, the Black Ring, the Doomsday Serpent, the assassins sent by the Black Ring were all killed by him. He has now escorted Ephnia to the holy capital Dantavina city. The Scarlet Prince frowned slightly and asked curiously, Yang Feng? I've never heard of this name. Where did he come from? Almost all powerhouses grew from weak to strong, with a clear growth trajectory. Yang Feng, however, popped out like a rock, which was extremely strange. The Scarlet Prince smiled coldly. However, that fellow is so stupid that he offended everyone at once. This time he's dead. Before he dies, I'll go take a look and see what kind of person this idiot is. The Scarlet Prince's body twisted, and he suddenly disappeared. In a mysterious blue star, countless azure rays of light shone. Each ray of light flashed with malice, curses, and distortions. A cold and overbearing voice came from the mysterious blue star. Yang Feng, you dare to kill someone from the Azure Star Order? How audacious! Dan Xing, bring back his severed head and bring Ephnia to me alive in an instant. My lord! In the blue star, countless blue rays flickered and formed a mysterious powerhouse without eyes, ears, mouth, or nose, and engraved with countless blue runes. The major forces surged in the dark and sent experts to the holy capital Dantavina city. As soon as Yang Feng entered the holy capital Dantavina city, he immersed himself in the study of various secret methods. In a secret room, mysterious runes emerged and entered Yang Feng's body, and he radiated mysterious light. This world's cultivation system is really ingenious. It mainly strengthens the fleshly body. Compared to the Zhangji Plains body-tempering warlocks, it's a step higher. Unfortunately, the secret methods I have aren't top secret methods of this world, so they don't have much of an effect on me. Yang Feng looked at the mysterious runes that emerged on his body and clearly sensed that his fleshly body has become a bit stronger. In the vast universe, there are countless mystical races and mysterious secret methods. Human warlocks have never stopped pioneering. They occupied countless planes and obtained the secret methods of the plane's powerhouses to create one powerful secret method after another. Although the plane the Roland continent is on cannot give birth to Holy Spirit warlock rank powerhouses due to plane restrictions. However, the runes of this plane are mystical runes that Yang Feng has never seen before. They have a miraculous effect on strengthening the fleshly body. Many warlocks concentrate on studying essences and the laws of the universe in the later stages and don't attach much importance to the fleshly body. After all, when it comes to the Holy Spirit warlock realm, most powerhouses use essences to pry open the laws of the universe and display terrifying power that can destroy stars and crush planes. However, Yang Feng is very interested in the runes that strengthen the fleshly body. The auxiliary cultivation system formed by the Level 6 optical computer network of the Shizu can give him independent Great Holy Step computing power to carry out various deductions. As long as there is an opportunity to become stronger, he won't let it slip by. According to the technological deductions of the Blasteel race, Shizu, and Shido civilization, I can transform every cell in my body into a cultivation unit and practice cultivation automatically. In this way, even if I'm sleeping, it's equivalent to practicing cultivation. If you want to endure high-intensity training, your cells must be strengthened to an unimaginable degree. If I can get my hands on this world's top cultivation secret methods, I may be able to overcome this difficulty. Since this world is divided into demons and humans, then I can start with the demons first. Finally, I can start with the humans. Yang Feng quietly weighed the pros and cons. In the Roland continent, if there is a powerhouse that can contend with Yang Feng, then Yang Feng will sit down and negotiate with the other party. If there is no powerhouse that can contend with Yang Feng, then he intends to swallow the entire plane and make it his territory. This is the thinking of a powerhouse. Terrifying auras rose outside the holy capital Dantavina city and shrouded the whole city. Enemy attack. Enemies. As soon as it sensed the powerful auras, the entire Dantavina city activated its emergency defense system. Similarly, powerful auras rose from the city. This is the Dantavina city guarded by the Flame Monarch. Who are you people? Princess Lai Yen, who was clad in fiery red armor and seemed to be enveloped in a layer of flames, looked like a valiant war goddess of flames. She held a large sword in her hand as she walked through the air. She arrived at the top of Dantavina city's city wall and shouted sternly. Along with flashes of scarlet light, a 30,000-meter-long warship made of countless scarlet skeletons exuding resentment, ghostly chi, and death chi suddenly flew out. When she saw the warship, the Flame Princess's pretty face suddenly changed and she exclaimed, "The Blood Skull Order's Blood Skull warship." The Blood Prince came in person. Although the Blood Prince was a powerhouse of the Ninth Step, but he was also a top figure among Ninth Step powerhouses. He even mounted a sneak attack and seriously injured the giant strength monarch of the three hero lords. Even the Flame Monarch would attach great importance to such a powerhouse. Little girl, I'm not the only one who came this time. Let your father, the Flame Monarch, come out. In the center of the Blood Skull warship, there is a bewitchingly handsome man sitting on a luxurious litter. He is the leader of the Blood Skull Order, the Blood Prince. That's right, let your father, the Flame Monarch, come out. A loud voice sounded, and an azure, distorted star suddenly emerged from the void, and supreme Infinity Warlock rank aura diffused from the star and swept in all directions. Chapter 1076. The Princess of Flame's pretty face changed, and she exclaimed, "The Azure Star's #1 Heavenly General Dan Xing." The faces of the warriors following behind the Princess of Flame flickered. The Azure Star's #1 Heavenly General Dan Xing is the #1 warrior of the Azure Star, a freak among freaks. When he was young, he had fought against the King of Flame and even defeated the King of Flame. If the Flame Monarch hadn't had a fortuitous encounter and broken through the bottleneck in one fell swoop and advanced to a Tier 10 powerhouse, he might have been suppressed by Dan Xing for the rest of his life. "Why have you all come to my Pilvina city?" An extremely calm voice rang out from Dantavina city. A stream of flames appeared in the air, condensing into a muscular man with long hair that seemed to be burning with flames. He was handsome, like a god of fire. As soon as the man appeared, a terrifying pressure that could burn mountains, boil seas, and burn stars swept outside the Dantavina city. A ghastly demonic mountain, a 100,000-meter-long flying demonic whale, a crimson battleship, a black battleship, a disc-like battleship, a black mountain, a six-colored flower with a diameter of 10,000 meter long, and a demonic bird with a wingspan of 10,000 meter long all appeared in the air. Supreme Infinity Warlock rank breaths rose from the warships and contended with the sky-blotting flame might of the Flame Monarch. The Blood Prince uttered with a smile, "Flame Monarch, we came here together with no malice. We just want two people. One is Yang Feng. He killed the core figures of our forces, so he must die. The other is the Mademoiselle Ephonia, whom I greatly admire and desire to marry. Flame Monarch, please fulfill my wish." The Flame Monarch's eyes shimmered coldly, and he uttered solemnly, "This is the holy capital Dantavina city. Anyone who enters the holy capital Dantavina city will be under my protection as long as they don't violate the laws I set up. Otherwise, I will regard your behavior as a provocation and dispose of you." The Flame Monarch is a warlock monarch rank powerhouse who dominates the Roland continent. Even ordinary people would receive his protection after entering the holy capital, Dantavina city, and would not be casually handed over. Otherwise, his prestige as the hero king would be swept away, and his reputation would plummet. The outstanding talents of this continent would not choose to rely on him. First Sky General Dan Xing's eyes flashed with a cold glint. "Flame King, you better think this through. Are you sure you want to go against all of us for a person of unknown origin? If you don't hand over Yang Feng, then we'll immediately go to your other territories and destroy them, leaving no one alive." The Flame King's expression changed slightly and he frowned. None of the 10 great powers could compare to the Flame King's power. However, if the 10 great powers joined hands, their strength would definitely be above that of the Flame King's forces. Even if the Flame King was a 10th level powerhouse, one of the 3 hero kings of the human race, it was impossible for him to defeat the Flame King. If the 10 great powers joined forces, they could completely seal the Flame King within the holy capital, Dantavina city, making it impossible for him to leave. The owner of the Azure Star was also a Type 10 powerhouse. As long as he took action to restrain the Flame King would not be able to escape. As long as he restrained the Flame Monarch, the other powerhouses could go all out and destroy all the forces the Flame Monarch had. Among the 3 human hero kings, the Flame Monarch rose to power the latest, having only risen to power 200 years ago. His strength and power were the weakest. Apart from him, he didn't even have a Type 9 powerhouse. This was why he was forced by the 10 great powers. If it was the other 2 hero kings with deep foundations, the 10 great powers wouldn't dare to force him like this. The look in Princess Flame's beautiful eyes changed several times, and then she finally swallowed her pleading words, her heart full of bitterness. Standing beside Princess Flame, Ephnia glanced at her, and bitterness and despair shimmered in her eyes. She sighed and said, "And I'll go by myself. This way, you won't be implicated." Princess Flame wanted to say something, but she clenched her hands, and blood dripped from them. She said in a low voice, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Now, only if Yang Feng and Ephnia take the initiative to leave the holy capital Dantavina city can the Flame Monarch's dignity be preserved. Eyes shot with blood, the Inferno Monarch surged with flames all over his body, looking like a world-burning fire that could erupt at any time. Fearsome Warlock Monarch rank fluctuations of power swept out. In the sky, 2 Warlock Monarch rank fluctuations of power suddenly spread and suppressed the Flame Monarch's fluctuations of power. When the powerhouses in the holy capital Dantavina city sensed the 2 Warlock Monarch rank fluctuations of power in the sky, their countenance changed dramatically. If the 2 Warlock Monarch rank powerhouses plus the powerhouses of the 10 great powers join forces, then as long as they are willing to pay the price, they have a chance to erase the holy capital Dantavina city. Yang Feng took a step forward, embraced Ephnia in his arms, and said overbearingly, "Ephnia, I like you very much. Be my woman. I'll wipe out those ants for you." Ephnia is beautiful and charming. She has a gentle temperament and a mysterious fate brand. Yang Feng liked her at first sight. Now that there is an opportunity, he naturally won't let it go. Ephnia's pretty face flushed, and she uttered with a sweet smile, "I'm willing to be your woman, Sir Yang Feng." The Flame Princess's pretty face turned pale, her delicate body trembled, and her beautiful eyes shimmered dimly. Yang Feng uttered flatly, "Let's go. Let's go and wipe out those ants." Standing in the void as if he didn't see Yang Feng and Ephnia, the Flame Monarch let Yang Feng take Ephnia's little hand and step out of the city gate. "You are Yang Feng? How dare you lay your hands on the woman I've taken a fancy to? Then go to hell." The Blood Prince's eyes shimmered with frigid killing intent, countless runes appeared all over his body, and he pressed with his hand, and a 10,000-meter wide bloody palm carrying a strong smell of blood slammed towards Yang Feng. The bloody palm is filled with a copious amount of filthy blood, which is a highly toxic poison. Even if it is a Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse, they will be corroded by the poison and suffer unbearable pain. Yang Feng faced upwards and made a grabbing motion. A terrifying hand suddenly appeared and easily shattered the blood-colored handprint. Then, it grabbed the Scarlet Prince and crushed him with a casual squeeze. A bloody rune flew out of the Blood Prince's head and fell into Yang Feng's hand. "He's dead." The Blood Prince died just like that. "He's a Tier 10 powerhouse." Tier 10, he's a Tier 10 powerhouse. Everyone present was dumbfounded when they saw this, and they couldn't believe their eyes. Even among Tier 9 powerhouses, the Blood Prince is a pinnacle existence. He once seriously injured a Tier 10 powerhouse by assassination. Because of the Blood Prince, the Blood Skull Guild had shaken the world and was a terrifying power that made people tremble in fear. Yet the overlord of such a force was squashed to death by Yang Feng. This is simply unbelievable. The countenance of the Flame Princess changed dramatically, and her beautiful eyes shimmered with astonishment. How can this be? How can he be so strong? Is he even stronger than father? The Flame Princess originally had a vague psychological advantage over Yang Feng, Hert's love rival. After all, she is the daughter of the Flame Monarch, one of the 3 human hero lords. Now it seems that Yang Feng is even more terrifying than her father, the Flame Monarch, which is a huge blow to her. The blue star in the void flashed and directly shot up into the sky, trying to escape from this place. You want to leave? Since you're here, then leave all of you here. Yang Feng extended his hand, and a huge hand grabbed the blue celestial body and squeezed it. The blue celestial body was crushed, and the number 1 heavenly general Dan Xing inside was crushed before he could even say a word. Rays of light flickered, and the 8 warships fled in all directions without looking back. They have never seen such peerless villains. Even the 3 strongest human hero lords don't have such heaven-defying means. These things still have some use. It would be a pity to destroy them. Yang Feng muttered to himself and extended his hand. A terrifyingly huge hand suddenly condensed in the sky. The hand covered the sky and grabbed at the 8 warships, grabbing them from the sky and pressing them to the ground. Yang Feng crooked a finger, and the 8 warships exploded one by one, and 1 supreme Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses of the major forces flew to in front of Yang Feng like ants. How is this possible? How can there be such a terrifying existence in this world? Who is this person? How can he be so terrifying? The supreme Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses of the 8 major forces looked at Yang Feng with shock on their faces, incredulity in their eyes. Even the 3 hero kings of the human race could not suppress them so easily. Yang Feng's cultivation base is simply heaven-defying. There are 2 more, come down as well. Yang Feng looked at the sky, countless runes flashed in his eyes, and he extended his hand, and a giant hand shot towards the 2 powerhouses hiding in the void 100 kilometers away. Human powerhouse, you look down on people too much? A roar came from afar, demonic light shone, and a demonic ape shook its body and turned into a 10,000-meter tall demonic monkey. The devil monkey brandished a 100,000-meter long black club and ruthlessly smashed it against the huge hand that blotted out the sky. Boom! The giant hand that blotted out the sky collapsed, and the devil monkey fell from the sky like a fly, slamming into the ground and blasting a huge hole in the ground. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.